Welcome to the GCI Conference Center. Please. Thank you. Please stand by. You will now be placed into conference. There are 11 participants in the conference.
Yeah.
The conference is now in listen-only mode.
I'm sure we can't blame him for the tax system, but
or the non-tax system.
Yeah, I always place myself on those. They all say you bleed the most.
Yeah, I was doing some reading last night. I was going over the change of the tax structure for the oil companies here, the tax credits and stuff.
Okay, it's 9 a.m. on Friday. No sleep, right? Oh, you heard the beeps there. Do I look less scary now? I hope. No.
It's not noticeable from the press.
Okay.
You want to go.
Yeah. Okay, it's 9 a.m. on February 22nd, 2019, and the Marijuana Control Board is reconvening in Juneau, Alaska, in the 1st Judicial District in the State Museum. So if you get a roll call, please.
Jones?
Here.
Miller?
Here.
Emmett?
Here.
Springer?
Here.
McConnell? Here. Milk? Here. And I'm Milton.
Well, you're sitting in the bar and abbreviating things, aren't you? All right. Okay, we want to be out of here at 4 o'clock. There will be a request from the office to manufacturers to come in with your top 10 products. So that, because there are some long lists, so you'll be hearing from, if you're on the line, if you're a manufacturer, you'll be hearing from the office shortly, I hope.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir.
I know what you're trying to do, but we have a fee structure that where people come in with new products after products have been approved, there's a cost. And while I appreciate trying to get done, and I appreciate asking them to limit, there's one manufacturer here, I think it's got 45 products.
Mm-hmm.
If we do 10, is he going to have to pay the fee on the other 35? And I don't know that we can waive that. So I would rather possibly suggestion that I might have is that in a couple of weeks we have to have a teleconference on the 3 accusations.
Mm-hmm.
We could add a couple hours onto that and do some of those applications so that we don't set that up. We could try to get through the products today and do the plan changes or the some of the transfers in a couple of weeks. Because we're in a hurry and they submitted a lot, that we have to cost money if they have to bring new products in.
Sure, and I appreciate that. I hadn't really thought about that, and it would have been 10 today, and we try to finish the rest in May or in a special meeting. Go ahead, Director.
Mr. Chair, the board has done this before, that you just tabled some products to a later meeting, so we would not consider the remaining products to be new product submissions for which they would have to pay. It would just be tabled. The ones that they've already submitted would just be tabled.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I know we have in the past. These are quite extensive, and I have some real issues with the volume in certain areas. So I appreciate some discussion about that. But as long as you assure me that there's no economic cost, if somebody has 45 products only comes in with 10, then I'm okay.
Yep. No, it'll just be tabled. Okay, do we have any more administrative matters to discuss? I don't think so. Everybody knows where to get their parking validated. And thank you to the city and borough of Juneau for bringing nicer weather. I didn't have to walk over this morning, so I'm good. Okay, Alaska Slow Burn Cannabis Outlet License.
The conference is no longer in listen-only mode.
45, you're trying to fly out tonight.
I'm going tomorrow. Okay, let's get a motion on 11731.
Chair. Yes, sir. Yeah, motion to approve license number 11731 AK Slow Burn Cannabis Outlet with delegation.
For a second. All right. Excuse me, representation.
Yes, Jan Wellstein, attorney for AK Slow Burn Cannabis, and Lou Weaver, the licensee, should also be on the line.
The conference is no longer in listen-only mode.
Lou Weaver?
It might just be getting on, but I can...
Sure, well, let's go ahead and start her up.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir.
Just a couple of comments. Given that the staff has done really good and they send these out early, and so I get to read them, this is one of the first ones that I read. So just a general comment, I assume that if there's nothing in the memo, that there isn't any issues with their other licenses. It's sometimes easier to review if they're already a licensee because you assume they are operating correctly, but I don't always have total recall on LBs or issues. So I'm just assuming if there's nothing there in the memo that there isn't a problem with their other licenses. So if there are, hopefully that they would flag those. And then we had talked earlier about the regulation process about other business records and places to go. And this is one that I flagged. It's on MJ01, page 5 of 11. And it says, all surveillance, recording equipment, and footage will be stored in the locked office with backups off-site at Lou's second licensed commercial marijuana retail facility. I think that sets up some of the issues that I was concerned about in terms of if we wanted to see where that backup was, then we have to go to a different licensed facility. In this case, it is a licensed facility, so we have access. But if it wasn't, there could be some issues. So I just wanted to flag that in particular related to some of the discussions we had on the regulation.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is kind of plays to what we were talking about with the regulation yesterday. So, I think he's just tossing that out there.
Yeah, well, and the intent for Lou was to create a centralized place where all of the backups would be at that are accessible by the board and their agents because it is an licensed facility. So only the backups will be stored off-site for second retail. All of the original data and information and recordings will be on-site.
Okay, are there any other questions about this license? Kind of a high traffic area.
Hey, Tudor is a major way. I would ask, because there is the local land use typical protest by Anchorage, that we have 120 days. It's supposed to 90 because of the discussion we had earlier about it takes 75 days once the new deems their special land use permit application complete before it's actually approved.
Okay, so let's get a motion to
Yeah, Mr. Chair. So I would withdraw my original motion. I would make a new motion. That motion would be to deny license number 11731, uphold the municipality of Anchorage protest pending an approved municipal license and grant a 120-day abeyance to the licensee.
Okay, is there a second? Second. Second by Mr. Miller. Any other questions about the application?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
On the MJ01 form, and it's the 6.4 section, but it starts out at, and then goes on to continuation page, and it talks about employee orientation, it talks about educational packages. It says the educational package will discuss relevant cannabinoids and marijuana plant ratios, yada yada. And law packets also include safety procedures, but it also talks about the education package with information on benefits. Just hopefully they'll pay some attention to not cross over that line in terms of medical advice. But they seem to be pretty close. It's a pretty lengthy discussion of educational packets. So.
We'll be particularly aware of not crossing over the medical realm.
Very good. Anything else? All right, then on the motion for license 1173, Alaska Slow Burn Cannabis Outlet, deny the application to uphold the Municipality of Anchorage, objections, and, deny the license, with abeyance of 120 days. Is that right? Yeah. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Miller? Yes. Mr. Rennett? Yes. I'm a yes, so there you go. Tip Top LLC. Tip Top, are you on the line? Nick Kaufman? Tip Top? Or not Coltman, right? Coltman, that's right. Hey, Coltman, you out there? Okay, we'll go back to you. Vault Cannabis.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Is this Vault Cannabis?
Yeah, Noah is on the line. I always butcher his last name, but General Dean for the Vault Cannabis. And Noah, can you say your last name, because you know I'm bad at it.
It's Noah Grosskreitz.
All right,
Mr. Chair. Yes, sir. Would, motion to deny license number 15016, the Vault Cannabis, to, uphold the Municipality of Anchorage protest pending an approved municipal license and special land use permit and grant a...
So with this application, because there is one thing you need to ask the Assembly for variance for, it might take us a little bit longer than normal to get Assembly approval. It's the board witness being 160-day abeyance, if that wouldn't be too long, just to cover our bases so I don't have to come back and ask for an extension.
Within 160-day abeyance.
150 to...
Sure, 150 sounds great.
Second. And what's the status of the project beyond that?
So Noah actually owns the property, so he's been doing his own work and research to get ready for, opening up the shop, but we cannot apply for the special land use permit until we kind of knew where this was going, because we didn't want to invest more money until we got board approval.
Okay.
Now, do you have anything else to add?
Yep.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir.
I had a question on the lease. The lease says under rent, base rent for the term of the lease is $4,800 a month. And then there's a percentage rent, and it says the initial term tenant shall pay landlord monthly percentage rent of underlying gross wholesale profit. Percentage there. Don't know whether that's 10%, 50%, 90%. It talks about providing landlord sales records, so that was a recorded income. And then I believe also in the lease, you're to pay all the taxes, the property taxes and all of that. And you enlighten me on what the percentage is, or is that supposed to be there?
It's because this is between Noah, his company SKG, is the only owner of that, and that owns the property, and himself. I think we might have left that as an option, but actually we're not going to, and Noah, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not going to actually have a percentage lease.
No, I'd be fine with the base, right?
Yeah, just the base lease. We can submit
I think you need to fix that,
yeah.
because it certainly says that shall pay.
Yeah, I think that was something we were toying around at the beginning, and it just got through without getting removed. So I'll fix that and send that back to the director.
Okay, so that'll be part of the delegation. All right, any other questions about Vault Cannabis? Okay, then on the motion to deny the application, uphold the City of Anchorage objection, give them 150 days abeyance.
150.
Oh, the protest, I'm sorry, protest.
And Emmett never
Okay, with all that, you know what the motion is. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Right? Yes. I mean, yes. There you go. Let's go back. This is Tip Top online. Mr. Coltman. Tip Top LLC. Okay. Let's move on to the Treasure Chest LLC.
General Bank of Treasure Chest LLC, and I believe Don or Kit is on the line, but I do know that their phones went out for last night. I'm not sure if they're back up yet.
I'm John Wright's here.
Okay, thanks, John.
Good.
Yeah, motion to approve license number 16184, the Treasure Chest LLC.
A second.
Second.
Seconded. Okay.
Through the chair, Madam Director, have you been able to take a look at their residency since this was printed?
Through the chair, Mr. Emmett, I haven't. My understanding is that the PSD division is, they had gone down, the computer systems had gone down for a period of time, and so they're behind in their processing and showing on their website that things are okay, that, you know, people have applied and that they qualify. So I believe that's what the situation is here, that we're just waiting for the PSD website to sort of catch up. So I think that's just part of the delegation that should all work itself out.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Wright, why don't you introduce yourself and your partner there, and tell us what you got in mind there down Craig.
Okay, well, we're opening the retail store down there. Last night we were at the city council meeting, and they approved us and sent in a letter with no objections. So that all went very well. It will be the first one on the island, so that's kind of exciting. And I also have this grow that's grown into Wales Island, Alaskan farm, several months ago. So things are going good. The city's really behind us. They're excited. No objections whatsoever.
Yes, you're right there by the dock, of course. All of Craig is right there by the dock, so.
Yeah, we are right down across from the harbor master. Yeah.
Yep. And you got to cultivate, you said?
I have a cultivation on the north side of the island, about 50 miles away from where the store will be.
Okay. Is there a road between there? How are you gonna move product from your cultivate?
Yeah, there's roads.
Okay.
Yeah, it just all got paved too, all the way up here to Nome.
Any other questions?
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
the only question I had was, it appears that the license premises is sort of in the middle of the building, and there's a lot of vacant around there. So I am assuming that all the walls go floor to ceiling. You know, there is a true separation there. I find it interesting that the entry's sort of in the middle of the building, and but I just want to make sure that you know is secure depending on what else goes around.
Yeah, the walls will definitely be all the way up to the top. The reason it's in the middle of the building is that the city didn't want us on the main street, so they asked to put it there on the side street there. So we're putting our entrance in the side street.
All right, real good. Are we ready to vote then? Okay, license 16184, the Treasure Chest LLC, approval with delegation pending confirmation of the residency situation. If that turns bad, then it'll probably come back to us. Okay, Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Rabbit? Yes. Yes, so there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, let's try Tip Top again. Nick Coltman. Is Tip Top out there? Okay, Maybe not still. Okay, Grass Station 49.
Yeah.
License 16579. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Get a motion and we'll talk to you.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve license number 16579, Grass Station 49.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you're all about.
I am Gary Evans and with Grass Station 49. This will be our third official approved store. And as always, I'm just here to answer any questions. Usually we're here in front of you, but Juneau's just a little bit of a nightmare to get to.
Hey, if you're on speaker, you gotta pick the phone up.
Nope, not on speaker.
You're not on speaker, okay. You just break it up a little bit. But, okay, this is your second store, is it?
Third store.
Third store, okay. More youth than there is Walmart's.
Yeah, I think Grass Station 49 is going to be the first official chain in the state.
Oh, nice. Okay. Many questions for Mr. Evans?
Mr. Chair.
Yes, go right ahead.
On the MJO tree form, page 2 of 6, you spend a lot of time in terms of vendor shipment receiving. Quite a few steps in that process. I assume you're doing all of that to assure that you are actually going to accept the product. So does the, maybe this goes to some of the issues we talked about on transportation, but does the person delivering have to stay there and wait, and how long is that process take in a normal time? If you got a lot of individually packaged products and you were, looking at them and weighing them and doing all of that,
Well, it depends.
Transporter's wait time, and how much is that?
It depends on the size of the shipment. We had issues in the past where shipments came in light or heavy, and dealing with enforcement, the only solution was to go through and double check everything and make the transporter wait there. And my concern, and co-regulation calls for that. So it can take anywhere from 20 minutes to 3 hours.
Okay, thanks. And I was hoping that was the case, because we've had some issues, as you say, with inventories that don't match, and they say, well, we didn't get around to it for a couple of days. But if you're going to get a bad product, you don't want to accept it. You want to send it back. And so
Yep.
So I appreciate your laying that out. I just wanted to sort of get an estimate of the time that takes. Thanks.
Yep.
I have a question here. You've got an awfully big packaging and storage space. Are you thinking of using this location as something of a hub, or is that just you've got that much space?
That's correct. It'll be somewhat of a hub where we transfer everything to not only these stores here in town. We'll have 4 in Fairbanks and 1 in Nome. So it's going to be a much-needed hub.
Okay, yeah, and what is everything? You'll have the metric account from hell too. Sounds like.
Yep. Yep, for sure.
You guys got metric pretty well whipped into shape though. Huh?
Yeah, we've got myself along with a team of 2 other guys constantly around the clock working with it, and also a pretty steady connection here with AMCO enforcement as well. I bring them manifests and stuff all the time.
Hey, how many employees do you guys have right now?
It's getting upwards of 50, I know that.
Upward of what?
Upwards of 50.
I got about 50. Okay, well, right on. Well, good. Okay.
That's good.
Do you have any other questions on this application?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Just a general question, and you may or may not have heard a lot of the discussion we had in terms of records, but with 4 stores and 1 in Nome, I assume the individual records surveillance records, business records, those kinds of things, will be kept at each individual store, maybe back up some centralized place.
Correct. So we're working on setting it up all electronically, but right now what we do is all the manufacturing stuff we bring over and we reconcile them, about a one-day turnaround, and then they go back to their original location for storage for the 6-month period.
Okay, thanks.
And do you guys have a separate world headquarters, or are you operating out of one of your licensed locations for all your business activities?
We're operating out of a little headquarters above Wishful Things LLC, which is on this meeting as well, to go from multiple things to grass station and a transfer. So.
Okay, any more questions? Then on license 16579, Grass Station 49, for approval of delegation, Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Miller? Yes. Mr. Emmett?
Yes.
I'm a yes, so there you go.
Thanks,
guys. All right, barely legally.
Channel Inc., and I believe I should have Lucas or one of the other licensees on the line. Lucas, you there? Don?
Yes, I'm here. This is Don.
Don, hey, Don.
Yes, Chair.
Go ahead.
So I would motion to deny license number 17053 to uphold municipality of Anchorage protest pending an approved municipal license and special land use permit and grant a 120-day abeyance. Also, would add delegation to consider the Alaska residency of one applicant still pending.
Is there a second? Second. Okay. Have you considered changing your name to Barely Room to Turn Around?
Quite small.
Yeah.
No, we haven't considered that.
Okay, that's all right.
Barely room to turn around.
Just consider changing the name, period.
Yeah.
It's not one that I don't appreciate it very much, and I know it's humor, but, you know, try to keep it out of the hands of those that are...
Oh, it's supposed to be not a play on the age, but on the play of, like, marijuana is still federally legal, but legal in the state of Alaska.
I understand, but it comes across age rather than some protest.
Can't understand me.
Oh, that's what you're saying, yeah. Well, it's sort of like Great Alaska Fish Company. How many stores will this put on 4th Avenue now?
I think we'll put, I think this will be the 5th one.
Okay. Okay.
Off the top of my head.
Mr. Chair? Yes, sir.
The other question I had, if you look at the premises diagram, they talk about the retail
I might be on 62.
and where the entry is. And then you have all this restricted access area, I assume that for employees. And then in the back, you have this alcove and bathroom that's not restricted access. And I can't tell if there's a back entrance in there. But what is, I mean, I assume that alcove and bathroom is for employees only. But it just looks really strange to have, you know, the entry on one side and all this restricted access, and all of a sudden it's non-restricted in the back that's still part of the license.
So if you go to the second diagram, it's actually part of a bigger building. So if you go to the second diagram, you'll see there is a proposed future cultivation. The reason why the bathroom is not restricted is, one, because we can't have cameras back there, but also because the city of Anchorage does require us to provide a public bathroom if requested. So somebody from the public, if they needed to use the restroom, would have to sign into the visitor log and show their ID and wear a visitor badge and be escorted to the bathroom.
That'll be an interesting process.
That will be an interesting process.
They'll have a sign in the window that says no public bathrooms. Sign somewhere, I would think.
Well, we're technically supposed to provide public.
You really?
If requested.
Okay. Maybe here. Mr. Jones, I don't think you were being glib in your discussion of their name.
No, I was not.
Yeah. And as you know, we have talked about business names before. I don't know how much they've got invested in laying it out, but I know I've objected to names before, and so I'm not gonna pass off on Mr. Jones's comments. So I guess I would suggest that you might change it to, I don't know, Bearly. Would that do anything for you, Mr. Jones?
I'm not going to say on the fly. I just would object to it fairly legal, and I think it's up to them for whatever they think they can do. I know we have made requirements in the past. I just want my objection known, and that if they could do something about it, that would be great.
And I think when we have our community council meeting, we'll raise that issue and see if the community members have a lot of real strong feelings about it, and then the same thing at the assembly, and then we could always file an MJ13 and alter the name.
Sure. I don't see that it's, it's Heisman or anything, but I can understand. Sure. All right. Are there any other, and which end of 4th Avenue is this at? You guys
Don, you want to fill that one?
Hello?
Yeah, we're here. So they asked which end of 4th Ave, and I would care.
That is the end down by the Anchorage jail.
Oh, you're down at the heavily industrialized end of...
Yes, sir. We are actually just behind and below Lucky Wishbone.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's
They're in Fairview.
highly foot traffic.
To have all this.
Highly foot traffic.
Yes. We do have a bit of traffic that comes through there, and one of the things that we're hoping that this does is actually kind of secures that block and area a little bit better.
But for a while, you'll be getting some demand for that public restroom.
Mr. Miller just pointed out that he's a neighbor.
Yes.
Hey, what's this children's lunch box establishment that you showing on your picture here? The building next to your building.
That is Beans Cafe. That's where they do the cooking and stuff for Beans Cafe.
It's also in Anchorage where they produce meals for kids on weekends and in the summer. I think it's all with lunch, so they have to have a commercial kitchen area in order to do that and distribute the
right, but there's not a lot of traffic of kids in and out.
I don't think there's a lot of traffic of kids.
Okay.
Mostly
It's a central kitchen. Sure. Okay. I got you. All right. Good. Are there any other questions on license 17053? Fairly legal, right? Okay, so for denial with upholding the municipality of Anchorage protests and the status of residency of one applicant, 120-day abeyance with delegation. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Miller? Yes. Mr. Emmett? Yes. Yes. There you go.
Thank you. And Don, just so I think a couple of my clients are getting confused with the way you're phrasing the motion. That's not a denial, it's a conditioned denial that is approved once you get the special land use permit. So don't panic. That's a good thing.
Yes. No, I fully understand. Thank you. I appreciate the clarification.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you.
Okay, Hot Pot. Contribute.
Daniel Update, attorney for Hot Pot, and I should have one of the licensees on the phone, Justin. And Justin's legal name is Day-Ann, but he goes by Justin in America.
Mr. Chair. Good. I motion to approve license number 17120, Hot Pot.
Second.
With delegation. Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. So, Mr. Justin, are you on the line?
It's early, and we texted him, but he might not have seen it yet. Dustin, are you there? Yeah.
Our phone's open.
Well, I could go ahead and support it from school.
Yeah,
Mr. Chair?
yeah, go ahead.
The concern I have is that this is in a commercial building, and I understand there's probably limited commercial space in Coxview. But this is in the middle of a building that has eating and restaurant, that has other businesses around. And I know in the narrative there's a lot of discussion about how they will discourage loitering. I find that maybe hard to do in a place that would attract those under 21 to come eat, hang around, and gather out front. I have some concerns about that. Restrictions, being where this is. So I would just like some explanation of how they intend to do some of that extra work, how they are going to pay attention to that, some of the outside security with people. Please.
Okay, Mr. Chair, pardon me for interrupting in the form as well to your response. The board has been very consistent about not addressing applications when the actual applicant isn't present, and it seems only fair that the applicant, for the board, that the applicant.
No, you're right. Why don't you, Jen, why don't you try and get a hold of your client?
Okay.
And just give us a high sign when you get back to him.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, that was the first quarter of the day.
What?
You'll know if I have a beer.
I got it.
All right, here we go.
Okay, Mary's Garden, Soldotna.
Okay, here we go. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Fred West. My son and I have Mary's Garden here in Soldotna, and good morning to you.
Okay, good morning. Just hold on just 1 minute. We'll get a motion here. Yes, sir.
Yeah, motion to approve license number 17204, Mary's Garden.
17204,
Yeah, 17204 with delegation and KPB conditions.
There's a second. Second. All right, moved by Mr. Evans, seconded by Mr. Nutter. Good morning, sir. Go ahead and introduce yourself to us and tell us what you're all about.
Good morning. My name is Fred West. My son and I have Mary's Garden, which is a marijuana retail store facility. We're located about 6 miles south of Soldotna on the Sterling Highway. It's a small business, a real big one, but it's conveniently located. We have about 3 or 4 limited growing operations in our area, and over the years of doing business here, we have a very good relationship, and I think it's going to work out quite well.
Okay, first rate. That's actually, the concept of a store serving a few small grows. I think that's a good model. Okay, do you and your son have experience being in the retail trade?
I do. I own a fish and wild game plant here. I've had for 26 years, and not only that, but we've had a retail store that sold our smoked salmons and our salmon sausages and our abundance of reindeer sausage. So,
Mr. West, are you on speakerphone by any chance?
Pardon me?
Are you on speakerphone by any chance?
No.
Okay, yeah, because you're breaking up. We're getting about a read.
Oh, shoot, I'm sorry.
Like a half a word. What kind of plant do you say you own there in town?
I own Tuscaloosa Smokehouse. It's a fish, wild game processing plant, and I've owned it for 26 years, and also a retail store that sold our the smoked salmon and our reindeer sausage that we do. So we're very familiar with retail. We're very comfortable working with the DEC. We've been working with them for 25 years. So it's a good arrangement we have.
Well, it sounds like you got plenty of experience, and you're in the natural resources business already, which is good.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. So you probably know Chief Malarnick pretty well, huh?
I do. I'm familiar with them. Actually, my neighbors are troopers.
There you go. All right, cool. Okay, are there any questions for Mr. West?
No, I'm fine. I feel very comfortable.
Yeah, good. Yeah, no, okay, we don't seem to have any questions here on the board. So for license 17204, Mary's Garden, new retail in Soldotna, with
Here we go.
requirements and 3AC 306-060B delegation. Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Ms. Miller. Yes. Mr. Emmett.
Yes.
I mean, yes. So there you go, sir.
Yeah, good job, Mr. West.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
Thank you very much for all the best.
Okay, Tundra Herb Company.
We got it.
Do you hear me? Make it in?
Yeah.
This is John Yells from Tundra Herb Company. It's kind of hard to stop that last.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. There's sometimes we don't mind a little off-the-cuff comment on the phone line.
A little end zone spike there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, good morning. Let's get you started off here, sir. Yes, sir.
I would motion to deny license number 17480 Tundra Herb Company to uphold the municipality of Anchorage protest pending an approved municipal license and special land use permit. We would grant the license to 120-day abate.
Second. Okay, moved and seconded to do all that. So, Mr. Yost, go ahead and fill us in if you get mine there.
All right. My name is John Yells, and I've got my partner Tyler Russell also on the phone with us. We have a nice little 1,600 square foot shop only, downtown Anchorage on 6th Avenue. It's actually, we're pretty far along, and everything's pretty well in line. And if you gentlemen or ladies have any questions, of course, please, by all means, feel free to ask.
Well, yeah. How long has your architect been architecting marijuana businesses?
We've actually got Mr. Ron Thompson, who's actually overseeing that whole process.
Okay, well, and it's the retail. It's not dispensary area. It's retail area. We don't use the D word up here.
Oh, did it? What you have available to you is a set of the old plans. The new plans actually do say shop. They don't say dispensary.
Okay. We always like to play that.
Yeah,
we were actually informed of that.
Marijuana. You got to put retail on there.
That's correct. The new plans, and I'm certain they were submitted with the marijuana board, but they do say retail. They do not say dispensary. I'm not quite sure what it says out there, but it has been corrected, I promise.
Okay, the new plans, is there any all we have is the ones from Falconberry that are dated, they were received January 4, 2019. Do you have a different floor plan that's submitted?
It would be the exact same floor plan, but it doesn't say dispensary. It does say shop.
Okay, all right. We'll take your word for it. We'll just delegate that it's really there. Okay, and whereabouts is this?
We are actually located in the west side of 6th Avenue Outfitters. That'll give you a good idea of where we're at, the 500 block of 6th Avenue.
Oh, yeah, you're right across from the skate park.
A block north of State Building.
Yes, I see that. That's convenient.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir.
I didn't really have a lot of questions, but I had an overall impression as I was reading this handwritten application that has a pretty high license of being fairly new, and them having 2 other licenses, one of which is a retail. I think there's a lack of specificity when you handwrite out an application. You can't get as much information in there. And there's a couple of places where I thought some of that information was lacking because they just filled out the space handwritten. And for a licensee that has licenses to get a handwritten application, I won't harp on it. I'm not going to not approve it, but I think it lacks some specificity that if enforcement went in and tried to figure out exactly what their operating plan is, it may lack the detail that's needed. But I just find it to have a 1,700 number licensee that has 2 other licenses to get a handwritten application was concerned me immensely.
Yeah, Mr. Yost, do you care to respond?
Absolutely. The handwriting aspect of it was based on a programming error. So we were only able to print off and actually hand fill out. We weren't able to actually type it out. My business partner was the one that had taken care of that. I would have preferred it to have been typed, but sometimes you come up against technical error, and you just have to overcome and adapt.
Okay, and you know, it did meet the vetting of staff. So, but yeah. So programming error, were you having trouble getting into My Alaska, or what was that?
I'm sorry, sir. You broke up on that last part. Could you repeat?
Yeah, you said there was programming error. Was that something on your computer there? Microsoft Word quit on you, or do you have trouble getting into My Alaska?
It was a programming error. It had to have been a miscommunication between the website and my partner's computer.
Okay. Right. Okay. Any other? You'll be the first store on 6th Avenue, won't you? Okay. Any other questions for the applicant?
No, we have no questions. We're clicking along good and fast.
Questions for the applicant?
You ladies are
That's the board. Okay, not hearing any, then for license 17480, upholding municipality Anchorage protests, denying the application with, say, 120-day abeyance and delegation. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Miller? Yes, right? Yes. And I'm a yes, so there you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time, and I'll wait till I get off the phone before I celebrate.
All right, you're very welcome. Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Mary Jane's Cannabis Emporium, license 127.
Hello? Dan Lopine for Mary Jane's Cannabis Emporium and Carrie on the
Hello.
Good morning. Hold on just a minute. Yes, sir. Yeah, motion to deny license number 18117. Mary Jane's Cannabis Emporium to uphold the municipality of Anchorage protest pending an approved municipal license and special land use permit, and to grant a 120-day abeyance licensee. Is there a second? Second. Seconded by Mr. Miller. Okay, good morning, Ms. Rosie and Mr.
Teakle.
Teakle.
Can you hear me?
So this, yes, we can hear you, Terry. So this retail is going to be located at the far side of the strip mall that houses Joy Bowl. And Terry and his family have owned that strip mall for a very long time. And so this is just going to be adding one more business type into that little development.
That houses which?
The Joy Bowl.
Bowling alley.
Mm-hmm. And there's a liquor store in the same strip mall and a bar.
Well, that's some one-stop shopping. Okay, and your family owns the mall there.
Yes. We've been here since 1980.
Yeah, good, Mr.
It's very hard to tell on the drawing, but in Googling, based on the drawings, I think I came up with 0.2 of a mile from the church that is listed on here, the Church of the Nazarene.
Yes.
And I saw that there was the wine shop, which is a liquor store. So is this, farther than the 500 feet, depending on how you cross the two different highways here, West 98 and Jewel Lake?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm having a hard time understanding you. What were you talking about?
Terry, he's asking if the church, the Nazarene church that we have surveyed is far enough away from the retail store, and yes, it's over 500 feet. We had it surveyed. There's particularly that issue. And Terry, I don't remember off the top of my head. Do you remember how many feet it is away?
I don't. 683. I don't remember. 580.
Okay, thank you. Somewhere over 600 feet.
And we don't have any objections
From the church now?
from anybody.
No.
The municipality of Anchorage.
Well, yeah, their protests, yeah. But that's, objection.
No.
Yeah, Mr. Chair. Yeah, go ahead. Looking at the diagram provided in page 1 of 5 here on the MGO2, you can see there's a graphic scale at the bottom that shows how much 100 feet is. And even as the crow flies, it looks like there's many more than 5 of those in sequence between the business and the church.
Yeah, no, I'm not, and it's direct pedestrian path too, so. Scenic road. Okay, any other questions for Mr. Tico? Does your client have any other licenses?
I'm sorry.
50% owner of Canada. Did I say that right, Carrie?
We don't have any other marijuana license. We have like,
50% of the limit is out in the map too.
oh, yeah.
Thanks for reminding me. Okay, and are there any other establishments, in this neighborhood?
I think the closest one is Great Northern on Diamond, but this is actually my neighborhood, and this is going to be the only one for quite a ways.
at least 2 miles.
Okay. All right, real good. Okay, then ready to vote. Mary Jane's Cannabis Emporium, license 18117. Uphold Municipality of Anchorage protests by denying the license and giving them 120 days abeyance with delegation. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Miller? Yes. Mr. Emmett?
Yes.
I'm a yes, so there you go.
Thank you. And Carrie, you understand it's not a denial, right?
I'm sorry, yes, this is what is it, 128 days?
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right, very good. Okay, moving on to Nome Grown LLC.
And we're seeing for Nome Grown LLC, and Greg Smith should be on the line.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Motion to approve license number 18545 Nome Grown LLC with delegation.
A second. Second. Okay, very good. Mr. Smith, good morning. Go ahead and introduce yourself to us and tell us what you got in mind.
Good morning, Chairman and board members. I plan on opening a retail store to complement my limited grow.
So last meeting you approved his limited grow, which is getting to operation. So this retail is connected to it and is to, the cultivation will be feeding this retail.
Okay, wait, did he pick up, what's his name?
No. Two separate properties.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's see. Whereabouts in Nome, are you?
Right around the corner from the existing shop. On 2nd Avenue.
Okay, around the corner from, yeah. Yeah,
Good
she's on the very dock.
Okay, right.
Yeah, by the dock, by the dog race headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. How do you have have you been inspected for your cultivate yet?
they're scheduled to come up this coming week to finalize it.
Okay, cool. So you're moving right along, and you probably what's your timeline for getting your retail going?
My local authority 60-day period's up March 12th in the middle of Iditarod. I hope to open that day.
So the retail's finished inside. It looks really beautiful. Greg did a really great job building it out, and the local government protest period should be up by now, February 10th, I believe, or 12th. And then he's just starting to do sufficient touches and cultivate inspection.
Yeah, real good. And you got some retail business experience.
Not as much as I'd like. But
Yeah,
my wife.
That's all right. Everything in Nome's a gold mine anyway. So, but hopefully it'll be
everything
more reliable than a gold mine. Okay. Any questions for Mr. Smith? Not hearing any on license 2505 Nome Grown LLC with delegation. Mr. Jones. Yes. Ms. Miller. Yes. Mr. Emmett. Yes. Yes. So there you have it.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
You bet. Okay, next we come to license number 19178, hired by Bad Gramm3r, LLC.
Mr. Chair. Go ahead. Motion to approve license number 19178, hired by Bad Gramm3r, LLC.
Is there a second?
With delegation.
Yeah. Second. Okay, great. Okay, hired by Bad Gramm3r. Are you online?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. Why don't you introduce yourself to us and tell us what you got in mind.
Well, we already
Go ahead, identify yourself for the record.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. My name is Terry Bill, and my husband owns Bad Gramm3r. We've been in business for about almost 2 years now. Very successful, and we are trying to start a second store.
Okay, where's your other store at? And I've seen this.
It's on Bogart Road. It's actually on Frontage Street, Helen Lane.
Okay, thanks. I had a question for you. I like your application. It's good in detail. It's still kind of short and sweet, which is good. But there is somewhere here I noted when I was looking at it. You show a Made in Alaska logo. I guess it's be some product labeling, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I checked with Department of Commerce because I had the same question. And the information I got was that Made in Alaska has allowed and has had discussions with marijuana licensees. The issue that I couldn't find direct answer was there are the Made in Alaska stickers, and Made in Alaska is state money only. Grown in Alaska uses federal money, and so that's not allowable. For a retail store to show it on their logo as the store might not be kosher because it has to be product by product. You know, we assume all marijuana product is made in Alaska, but it has to be product by product. So it could be a sticker added on, but it really shouldn't. I don't know that it should be part of their overall logo for advertising because it should be product by product. But Department of Commerce does make that distinction. Made in Alaska is pretty much okay. Grown in Alaska is not because Grown in Alaska uses federal funds.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. So, have you spoken to the Department of Commerce about using the Made in Alaska logo?
No, sir. We are using it for Bad Gramm3r at this time, and we have no objections.
Yeah, and what Mr. Jones pointed out was that, you know, if you were sticking it on on products that you were selling, it'd be okay, but to put it on the logo of your business.
I see where you're going with that. And
yeah.
It is on the products only. It is not a logo that we are using for advertisement.
Okay. All right. Real good. All right.
Well, Mr. Chair, I mean, in the MJ01 form, it does say these are the logos currently being used at Bad Gramm3r. Now, I took that as this is sort of an overall logo. If she's saying that Bad Gramm3r 3R and then the BG 3R and the Made in Alaska are three different logos that are basically being used, I think there's going to have to be some clarification through the office as to what is the business logo.
The business logo, the business logo is Bad Gramm3r with the cannabis structure molecule. What I gave you as the logo on those are our stickers that we put on the package of the product. And that's where that Made in Alaska, it resides. It does not reside on any other place, except for the stickers on each individual mylar.
Thank you, and you're breaking up enough, but I understand that, but I just think it needs to get some clarification with the office so that the office is clear when they see product or they see stuff that they know which logo belongs to the agency. So you can work that out there and try to do that over there. It's pretty hard. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, real good. Any other questions on this application? Okay, not hearing any then. For license 19178, hired by Bad Gramm3r Retail with delegation. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Got it?
Yes.
And a yes. So there you go. We got two that we skipped. Have you had a... Okay, all right. We'll go back to a little hot pot. He's on the line, and hopefully when we get done with him, Tip Top will be there.
Yes, Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, motion to approve license number 17120, hot pot with delegation.
For a second.
Second.
Okay. Good deal. All right, so, Mr.
Justin, are you on the phone?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the board and tell us what you have in mind for your store there.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
So what they have in mind is the other licensee, Tom Lee, he actually owns the building, owns the hotel, owns the restaurant. So following up on Mr. Jones's comment, how are we going to prevent loitering? Well, the licensee has control of the complete premises and ownership of both businesses. So the marketing on the store is full sign. It's not going to have any green crosses or anything like that where it attracts additional attention. And, it's going to be completely opaque, so you won't be able to see in the store at all. And Justin, do you have anything else to add about the board's concerns that because it's a hotel and a restaurant, there may be families there, and we want to prevent loitering and too much attention from youth into the store? Can you provide any other thoughts?
There's a lot of beeping on the phone, and the phone is breaking. It's really hard to understand.
It's really hard for them to hear, just echoing on the phone line.
What was the question again?
The question is that because it's a hotel, that there might be a higher chance of loitering around the store.
Oh, okay. Oh, actually, the plan is for the retail store.
is perfectly separate with other businesses. If you use their own different entrance than the restaurant and the hotel. And then for the loitering, if we have any issue and problem with it, I'm gonna hire the security guard for control all the loitering.
Okay, so what I heard you say is that if loitering becomes a problem, you're going to hire a security guard for the purposes of just making sure that nobody's loitering around the entrance of the retail store. And I do see that the retail store has its own external entrance and also its own internal entrance.
Mm-hmm. No internal entrance at all.
Okay, this is Mark, the chairman of the board. So you know who we're talking to. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you lived in Kotzebue?
I'm not living in Kotzebue. I've been living in Nome for like 13 years.
Oh, okay. All right.
So Justin's an gold diver in Nome, and Chong Lee. How long has Chong lived in Kotzebue?
Chong lived in Kotzebue most of his life.
Okay. I'm figuring you guys have done some business planning on this. We've already licensed one retail store in Kotzebue, and you are a hub community, but not quite as big as far as, surrounding villages as, say, Bethel is. But do you figure Kotzebue is big enough to successfully support a couple of marijuana retail stores?
I cannot say yes on it because we have a limited population in the small town.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. You guys are taking the business risk, which is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Your partner owns the hotel and everything, so he's obviously got business experience. Do you have any retail experience yourself? Are you going to be the manager of the store here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you got some retail experience, particularly working in a regulated environment. Of course, gold diving, I guess, is kind of a regulated environment. If you do it wrong, you die. So,
I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna help. I have experience for running the bar and then running the store.
Okay.
That's what my brother. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. How many employees are you planning? Well, what are your hours going to be?
I haven't set up for the hours, so it's gonna be mostly like 10 to 11 hours a day. So I'm thinking like open at 9.
Okay, go ahead.
9 in the morning and then close at like 10 p.m. That's what my plan is.
Yeah, that's what the plan is, but we have the meeting in March with the Kotzebue City Council, and so we want their input as to what hours they think is appropriate, and so that answer could definitely change based on what they...
And I was kind of planning how many employees?
Anywhere from 2 to 6, just depending on what the hours are going to be, and if they have to hire an extra person to make sure there's no loitering out there.
Okay. And are you planning on applying for a cultivation license, or it's got to be getting it all in mysteriously?
Just buying it from suppliers. There's no plans currently for cultivation.
All right. You're good. Anybody else got any questions?
No, I don't.
All right. Then for...
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I believe there's an objection on this license, which you should probably...
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think we saw that. That was I think it's the same one we got on the last few days.
It is the same one.
So let's see, is Krishna Thompson online from Kotzebue?
Okay.
Ms. Thompson, are you here? Okay, so her protest or objection goes to availability, the fact that people got to take drug tests to get jobs in Kotzebue, social issues, health. The marijuana store will no way benefit the community. It'll add to the problems the health and social service organizations, the schools, and the police and justice systems find so hard to deal with in a time of increasingly limited financial resources. We have enough problems with poverty, domestic violence, unemployment, homelessness, alcohol abuse, poor education, ill health, limited activities for youth, and crime without adding a marijuana store that will be attractive to youth, addicts, peddlers, criminals, and irresponsible parents. The marijuana store in Class B will benefit only personal greed. Have you had a chance to, or your partner had a chance to meet with Ms. Thompson and, see what she's thinking? Or talk to her?
No, we haven't, because my partner, he have a health problem, so he went to Korea for, little surgery. Not the health problem, he got a dental problem.
Okay, all right. Yeah, okay.
But the March 13th.
She'll be there.
If she wants to come up and voice her concerns, the March 13th community council, or city council meeting is inappropriate.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. And we had this, basically this identical objection on the last one. So any comments from the board on the objection there? Not hearing any questions from the board or anything else?
No.
No, not for the board, from the board. For the board, sir. Okay, then we're ready to vote on license 17120 Hot Pot retail in Nome with delegation and waiting for finality from the city of Cosby. Mr. Jones? No. Mr. Miller? Yes. Mr. Emmett? Yes. And I will vote no on this one. So, we're sorry, but that didn't make it.
I'm sorry, what?
2-2.
Is there reasons for?
My particular reasons is that retail store, restaurant, hotel, I think it's inappropriate. I think there's going to be issues on loitering. There are an outside entrance and an inside entrance from the actual hotel. And I just don't think that this is an appropriate place
sir?
for retail. So that's
Hold on, Justin.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm I kind of share those concerns, and I think that there is validity to the concept that's contained in the objection there. Kotzebue is a really small town, and I think having one store in there, it'll be interesting to see how things go with that. They have one controlled liquor store. They have one cannabis store that's going to be opening up. And I think we've seen, they've had like a few months, some of the issues they have in the community, and legitimate public interest concerns here.
So what I'm hearing is the exact same public comment that was submitted for a different licensee in the same area that wasn't taken and wasn't used to vote no from a board member is now being used to justify a no vote.
Well, I think there's also the other one is was almost a standalone location, not in a hotel restaurant type of facility, as Mr. Jones pointed out. So I think that it will probably stand up, but certainly the licensee has the wherewithal to feel it.
No.
Well, yeah, I definitely will appeal it because I feel like the local government is going to take all of these things into better consideration than the boots on the ground. And that is coming up March 13th. So I urge a reconsideration of your vote that you just had.
Mr. Chair, yeah, I respectfully disagree with you and Mr. Jones. I think one, the local government should be able to weigh in on this, and that two, just the proximity to a liquor store because of societal problems they may have with alcohol in that town. There's no peer-reviewed literature to support that marijuana causes the same societal issues that alcohol does.
And plus, I also have been speaking with the attorney for Coxview, and this is going, I mean, they're planning on making us a revenue source. And that one store has already gone through, so arguably they could be grandfathered in and not have to pay the taxes and not deny another store to come in after that, you know, when they're anticipating that. I think that's a local government decision. That doesn't meet the regulations. This denial basis does not meet what the regulations allow.
What do you mean the other store will be grandfathered in?
I mean, it could be make an argument of that. I'm not saying that argument would be successful, but I'm saying they're anticipating stores coming in. They're working on ordinances for those stores. And the denial reasons I hear is, one, because it's located within proximity to a restaurant and a hotel. Two, even that the same public objection that was used against another licensee that this board did not find to be considerable and vote no on that objection. Now you're using the same exact verbatim language to deny another. It just seems like you're picking winners and losers when there's not really any justification for that. So I would urge a reconsideration vote.
Okay, well, we can, I think we have time to consider let's see, consideration, do you do it on the prevailing side or the losing side?
I believe our tool says it has to be the prevailing side. So that would be you or Mr. Jones.
All right. And it doesn't have to happen immediately.
Right.
Also, can I say something?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, if the hotel and the restaurant and the hotel business matter, we have plans to close the hotel business right now.
You missed most of that.
Yeah, we have problem with the fire marshal putting the sprinkler system in the building. And then we tried to put the sprinkler system into the building, but we have a lot of water pressure flow. We are not able to put it in. So fire marshal asking us to close the hotel and then reduce the population, like people who come to the building. So we are planning to close the hotel business right now.
He's planning to close the hotel business.
Oh.
Because the fire marshal requires a sprinkler system to be put in for this use. So the hotel, they're picking this use over the hotel business.
Oh.
They're really planning their business around this.
Oh, well, that would have been nice to have heard earlier.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, ma'am.
Please understand I'm not taking sides here. I'm just projecting to the future what the course of this decision might be. That is indeed new and I would say relevant information if they're planning to close the hotel, but the hotel has not yet been closed. It's always possible for the board to put this off the table just to the next meeting, ask the applicant to ask some more information about that projected closure. Maybe by then I'll get information about what the local government has decided. Just an option.
That's actually would be a.
The hotel doesn't have to close unless the store gets open. So if the store gets open, the occupancy changes and it requires a sprinkler system. So before the fire marshal would sign off on the store, a sprinkler system would have to be built into the building. Now, if they don't have the store, then they don't need to do the sprinkler in the hotel. By putting this off, you're asking somebody to make a business decision as to whether or not they're going to continue this hotel and do that, or shift gears and get ready for this retail opening. Either one or the other.
Yeah, that's right.
So this board does not actually use Robert's rules. We're not bound to Robert's rules. We use parliamentary procedure that is similar to Robert's rules. And so I would actually motion to reconsider this license.
Okay, there's a second? Second. Okay, so we have a motion to reconsider license 17120. So on the motion to reconsider, Mr. Jones? No. Mr. Miller? Yes. Mr. Emmett?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes on that. And given the suggestion, by Ms. Milks that maybe we could table this next meeting, but since it's open for consideration, it would have been helpful to have heard what's going on there with the fire marshal issue. So how big is the hotel? How many people, how many rooms does the hotel have?
Oh, there's 10 rooms in the hotel.
Okay, there's 10 rooms, and if the marijuana retail store is open because it's owned by the same person, it's in the same structure, the fire marshal would require that the entire building be sprinklered, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, and if the store is not open, then the hotel doesn't need a sprinkler. There's a restaurant in there also, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, and is the restaurant counted as occupancy for the fire?
Yeah, let's look. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if the store open, if the hotel closed, would the restaurant stay open?
No, yes, sir. Restaurant is still open.
And what would be the plan for the rest of the hotel space? Just kind of board it up?
Yeah, it's gonna be used. It's gonna be used storage. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. It's gonna be used as storage and there's some other rooms for my office.
Yeah, you got 10 hotel rooms in there that you
Yep.
be
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not going to be using those for much, right?
No. But we're not gonna use the hotels. Yeah.
What was the last one?
Sure. So, to the Chair, Ms. Olson, when does the licensee plan to go before the local government?
March 13th.
March 13th. Okay. And so, I think that it would be best to revisit it after we see what the local government has to say. Does the local government feel that this is in the best interest of the community or not? If so, I would support the licensee. If not, I would support you and Mr. Jones. It sounds like the licensee is indeed gambling. I know I've spoke against licenses where it sounds like they may fail anyways. But I just have a really hard time supporting the decision to deny a license based upon a single opposition that has not been proven to be based in reality. So I would urge the board to table this application and to take it up after the local government has had a chance to weigh in on whether they feel it's in the spirit of the community.
Yeah.
On the table. That would be postponed.
Second? Second. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any problem with that. The meeting with the municipality, what's that? Is that for a conditional use permit, or what's that?
Local approval.
Just local approval.
They don't have a conditional use system set up yet. I've been helping the attorney with examples.
But they'll be having a public hearing.
It's a public hearing.
All right. Okay. Well, it might be helpful when you come back in May to bring some of the records. Or well, actually, it's March. When's your meeting?
March 13th.
March 15th. Okay. Since we reviewed the application, does anybody have any problem with taking this up sometime after the 13th telephonically?
Maybe a moot point, but I would be in favor of that.
Yeah, I think it would be a moot point. Mr. Jones, you any problem with that?
They come.
Yeah.
Yes.
The motion is to table to May. You haven't amended it.
Say till May?
I said to table. I didn't actually say tell when. I would say to May, because if there's an amendment to that motion, I would be open to that. But
can I make a friendly suggestion that if it's all dependent on what the local government says, since you put that in your delegation, that if the local government doesn't accept it, which we're not allowed to license to operate anyways, then it would be denied by the denial of the local government, and if they approve it, then your approval would just carry through.
and that's logical.
Yeah.
Again, we're dealing with board politics here. And again, I don't want to just give this licensee special favors because I disagree with the protest. You know, like I said, I've spoken against licenses that I thought might fail anyways. But I think given my other board members' comments, which I do respect, and the fact that this licensee may or may not pull this off, this is a much better deal for him than it just failing here. So my motion stands. Is going to be reconsidered in May.
Okay, yeah,
Table till May, excuse me.
table till May, yeah, which I don't think we have ever voted to.
Do that with every single Anchorage license.
Except those are just planning permit issues, so.
It's community approval.
Well, yeah, this is a little out of
I don't think you're helping your client by arguing with the board.
Please explain, it is the same thing as community approval.
Okay, well, on the motion to table hot pot until May, Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Emmett?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, so this is tabled until May.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And last but not least, Tip Top. Is Tip Top with us online? Going once, going twice. And then I guess we'll probably see Tip Top in May.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Do you think we'll be able to get back around to them or not? I don't think we will.
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm going to motion to table license number 14359 Tip Top LLC till May.
Second. Okay, all in favor of tabling Tip Top till May, say aye. Aye. Okay, 4-0, it's tabled till May.
You go review order.
Okay, we may as well invite ourselves to take a break.
Yes, we have a 5-minute ad.
Yeah.
The cannabis. So
Tyler, bang.
Yeah, I know.
Now, can I get the coffee shop line early this time? The best part about
No.
The chairperson has disconnected. The conference will now end. Welcome to the GCI Conference Center. Please. Thank you. Please stand by. If you are the chairperson, press the star key now. Your conference will begin when the chairperson arrives. Please wait. You will now be placed into conference. There are 9 participants in the conference.
Now that we're back ahead of schedule.
You are back. 2 minutes, 3 minutes behind.
We're not talking about being here on time to get the meeting started again. We're talking about the agenda. I think we're doing all right.
So?
All right, then. We are back on the record. And we are on to new marijuana product manufacturing facility applications. And we only have 4. And we only have 4 of them, but let's get started with Rosie Creek Farm.
Dan Wilson, Tundra Farms, and Mike Emery is on the phone, and we picked 10 products, and don't mind tabling the rest until next meeting. It won't cause them any economic hardship. Yep, no.
Okay.
Mike, are you on the phone?
Yes, I'm here.
Total products, 44 products, 7 used as ingredients and other products. Sorry, what do I want to do here? Just want to make, now let's just talk about them for a few minutes. Morning, Mr. Amers. Why don't you, give us a quick rundown on, what you have in mind for 44, for at least 10 of the 44 products.
Sure.
Well, it's. Oh yeah, let's motion for license. Yes. Yes.
Sure. I would motion to license. Motion to approve license number 1, 2, 5, Rosie Creek Farm Manufacturing with delegation.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Mr. Miller. All right. So, yeah, tell us about what you have planned for your manufacturing operation.
Sure. We plan on as you know, we have a cultivation, an outdoor
might speak
cultivation.
up a little bit.
Can you hear me okay?
Good enough.
Okay. We have a cultivation. This manufacturing facility is within the cultivation, so we'll have a separate fence, chain link fence delineating the manufacturing from the cultivation. It's going to be fairly small and simple. We are going to produce mostly hash and pressed rosin from the from the hash and make products from that. So I think hopefully my lead cultivator will be online soon. He can explain the product a little better than I can. But we're going to just do dry sip hash, water hash from from our harvest. Press rosin. We're not going to do any extraction and make products from that.
Okay, process question on your outside. So you've got an external your ice water hash. This be open air covered pad for ice water hash production.
Correct.
What's going to be on that 16 by 12 pad there?
It's pretty much a simple pad covered with with a simple roof. There'll be water and a drain there, and that's going to be it for ice water hash production. Previously, we had that in the previous application round. We had that. We were hoping to combine that. We already have a pad similar to that in cultivation. We were hoping to combine that, but that wasn't allowed. We're doing a separate, a completely separate and equal pad that's going to be right next to the ATCO unit for production. That's going to be fenced in. So
okay, well, just really fast. What's the mechanical process for making ice water hash? And I'm just thinking, summertime, Fairbanks, open air, water, mosquitoes. Do you have any, are there going to be any very organic contents to your hash? So I mean, what are you going to do? Given that you're going to be outside, what are you going to do to ensure the purity of your product? Dust, mosquitoes, pollen in the air. I mean, if you're going to be manufacturing outdoors.
No, I understand what you're saying. I think with the filtering process that we'll use, and Matt, are you on line right now?
Well, I'm just asking about what your outdoor. It says pad for outdoor ice water hash making.
Yeah, it'll be open air, but with the filtering process in making the hash, I don't think there'll be any problem with contaminants.
Okay, all right, okay, and it's going to get tested anyway. So, okay, that was my big question there. Anybody else got any questions for Mr. Emmers on his processing there? Okay, with that, why don't you go ahead and run us down?
The 10 projects.
Yes.
Okay, so dry sip hash would start on page 5 of the tab. Or page 5 of, starts on page 5 of the tab. So not page 5 of MJ05, but page 5 of the MJ05 tab. And so that's just pretty self-explanatory. Dry sift hash is the trichomes that fall off in the process of trimming and be collected and then sold as a standalone product.
Okay, so you're going to be packaging for retail, but you're also going to be packaging for wholesale.
Mm-hmm.
And these 10 that he has picked out, how many of them are close to the same?
Probably 6 or 7 that are kind of similar, but they're all kind of different.
Yeah. I mean, you know, how many are hash and how many are...
The next one is rosin, which is on page 13 of your tab. And that is just that mechanical press that presses the plant matter and creates kind of a gooey, globby substance to use as a gas. And if there's no questions about that one, the next product is Vape Elixir, and that goes on page 25 of your tab. No, actually.
Hang on a second. Trying to find it.
29, thank you.
That's still, because I'm not showing page numbers here.
Hey, Jana. Maybe it's helpful to board. If you just read all these off to me, and then maybe I can walk my fellow board members
Okay.
through them.
So, dry sift hash, rosin, vape elixir, hash pre-rolls, Mullen hash pre-rolls, cannabis Mullen hash pre-rolls.
Hold on. Hash pre-roll, Mullen hash pre-roll.
Mm-hmm. Cannabis Tulsi hash pre-rolls. Mullen wrap, hash Mullen wrap, and moose nuggets.
Mullen wrap. The dry sift hash, rosin, vape elixir, hash pre-roll, Mullen hash pre-roll, cannabis Colson hash pre-roll, Mullen wrap, and...
Can you put your microphone on?
Okay, so where we have dry sift hash, rosin, vape elixir, hash pre-roll, Mullen hash pre-roll, cannabis Colson hash pre-roll, Mullen wrap, and... Is there any more?
Hash Mullen wrap, moose nuggets, and I think you skipped cannabis Mullen hash pre-roll.
And I said Colson, cannabis Mullen.
Yeah.
Okay. See if we can tackle it.
Okay. Somebody is driving down the road or something with their microphone open. If it's you, please mute your phone.
Okay, I'm going to try to group these together and ones that are...
Yeah.
The conference is now in listen-only mode.
Yeah, I was going to say hang up on.
We can turn it back on if you need.
Okay, let's check.
Go ahead.
I would motion to approve the products dry sift hash and rosin.
Second.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on dry sift
Okay,
hash and rosin?
these are both products that we have approved for multiple licensees. They don't appear to have a different process for making them that is inconsistent with any of the other products. I think it's something that everyone here on the board has their head wrapped around, so I think we should support them.
Okay, then all those in favor of approving dry sift hash and rosin, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that passes.
Okay, Mr. Chair.
Yep.
The motion to approve the products hash pre-roll, Mullen hash pre-roll, cannabis Mullen hash pre-roll, and hash Mullen wrap.
Okay, give us a chance to get to those. And, okay, so cannabis pre-rolls, you said?
Correct.
Okay, those are pretty straight up.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, if I may, these products are all either like joints or infused joints of one kind or another. And the board's kind of debated how these would be tested a couple times, but I don't think these products are outside of the manufacturing procedure that other businesses have used to make a similar product.
So I'm looking at the packaging on the hash pre-rolls. Looks okay. It's the Mullen hash. What's this? I guess Mullen's another product he's making it. Is that right?
I think it's just another type of herb, like another plant matter, I believe. But you might want to know.
Yeah, let's go and open the phone up again.
The conference is no longer in listen-only mode.
Okay, hey, Mr. Emmers, what's Mullen hash?
Matt, are you on the phone? Could you speak to that, please?
Yep. It's just combining the hash from Drysift or Icemark from Drysift hash with Mullen is a common herb that has traditionally been used in smoking blends. It's very light and easy on the lungs and may appeal to light smokers.
Okay, so it's just a herb that we say is used like a binder.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't have any nicotine in it or anything like that.
Okay. Kind of like parsley.
Yeah, like smoking baby on there.
Yeah. Right. Okay. All right. So Mullen hash pre-rolls, and which other one did you say?
And it would be the hash Mullen wrap as well.
Breakfast. Okay, Mullen leaves. Where's Mullen come from? You growing that yourself, or are you bringing that in from somewhere?
Yeah, we grow that ourselves. It's a common herb that we grow here on the farm, and it has wide leaves that are conducive to you can roll the cannabis inside them.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. Okay, so is the read your list again?
Yeah, so it includes a hash pre-roll, the Mullen hash pre-roll, cannabis Mullen hash pre-roll, and a hash Mullen wrap.
Okay. Any questions about those four? Any questions about those four items? You know, all in favor of approving those four? So sorry, turn my microphone on. All those in favor of approving?
I need a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there a second? Second. Okay. We're trying to go fast.
Yeah, but we have to do it right.
Come on. Our last day, man. Let us fly.
Okay, is there any opposition to those four items? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, good. So that's 6 down.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Chair, I have a motion to approve the product Moose Nugget.
What is that? There's a second. It's right after Mullen.
Second. At the bottom.
Yeah. Small round oval ball.
Yeah, so if I may, Mr. Chair, this product is known by a few different names throughout the industry. They've been called caviar nugs. Some companies call them moon rocks. It's a fairly straightforward product. It's marijuana that's been coated with hash oil and rolled in.
I don't know where they're at.
They are.
A lot of people didn't do this.
The conference is now in listen-only mode.
Okay, any questions on Moose Nuggets? Then all those in favor of approving the product Moose Nuggets signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, Moose Nuggets goes.
Okay, Mr. Chair. The last product I would like to approve to this licensee is Vape Elixir. Motion to approve this product.
Second. Okay, moved and seconded. Who is that?
Mr. Miller.
Okay. Okay, Vape Elixir, that is the handcrafted product. Sounds like. Way back at the top again. I'm trying to find it here. Keep going. It's right after Pure Plant Elixir. Okay. So it's produced by hand mixing rosin with cannabis essential oils. Oh, wait a minute. Should there be a comma in there, or is it cannabis essential oils?
Cannabis essential oils is a separate product that we haven't addressed.
Yeah, yeah. Nope, we haven't. Making a hand mix flour.
Chair, Mr. Hemmers, are you all set up to make the cannabis essential oil? Is that something?
The conference is no longer in listen-only mode.
Vape elixir, so that would, the cannabis essential oil would actually have to be approved before we could approve vape elixir.
Yes, and I just caught that when we were asked to pick 10 out of this list. I just caught that this morning. I would, yes, the essential oil will have to be produced before that. So, you've only approved how many right now?
This is 9, ain't it?
This would be 9.
Yeah.
So
Are you set up to?
We're not yet. So I would say we could take the vape elixir out right now, and if you could approve the ice water hash, then we just substitute that.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Chair. Yeah, I would withdraw my motion and make a new motion to approve ice water hash.
Second.
And this is the same stuff as dry sip hash. It's just made with water instead of friction.
Okay. You got an ice machine? Are you gonna have an ice machine?
Yes, we will have to have an ice machine.
Yeah. Okay. Dried or frozen cannabis be submerged in barrels filled with ice and water. It's kind of like making ice cream after a period of manual agitation. Okay. Any questions about ice water hash? So actually, it's not going to be open air. You're going to have your barrels outside. Is what it's going to be. That you'll be. I just kick about mosquitoes. Okay, no question about ice water hash. All those in favor of approving product ice water hash signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, very good, Mr. Emmers. There's your products. The license application 12511 Rosie Creek Farm, product manufacturing. Do we have any more questions or comments? Hearing any, we'll vote. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Emmett?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, so there you go, and we'll take up the rest of the products in May.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Sure thing. All right, which brings us to Stoney Moose Kitchens. There we go. License 16911.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
I motion to approve license number 16991, Stoney Moose Kitchens delegation.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Appreciate picking up the name that I suggested back in 2015. All right. So, go ahead and introduce yourself to us.
Hello, my name is Eric, and owner-operator of Stoney Moose Kitchens. We are going to be food preparation.
You see when you
The conference is now in listen-only mode.
Do you have any questions for?
Yeah. Well, let's. Oh yeah, we got a motion. Okay, for the manufacturing. All right, you've got a. As I recall, you've got a pretty big list of partners, don't you?
Pardon?
Do you have a bunch of partners?
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Yeah. Okay. And they're going to all be licensees, correct?
Correct.
Okay. They all from Fetchcan?
Yes.
Okay, so you're making edibles, sort of other. So what's your background or your chief cook and bottle washer's background in culinary and food prep?
Well, I love to eat, and I've been working in kitchens my whole life. That's kind of what I've done for ages. What cannabis can do for you inside the body, and I want to explore it commercially now. We also own a retail store in Ketchikan, the Stoney Moose, so we have an outlet for our product there.
Okay. Is your retail, is the ownership on the retail similar to what it is for the?
It is the same as the kitchen.
Same people, okay, all right. Okay. Got the same premises as the, pardon me, as the store?
No, it's facility located out of town, kind of out in the country there.
All right. You've run, there's somebody in your group who's run commercial kitchen before? You guys do the DEC and everything?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Okay. Are there any questions on the manufacturing side itself?
Mr. Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
Could you explain the sort of layout of the facility? It appears that this kitchen will be a manufacturing area on the ground floor of a building that has a second floor. You've got some storage under the stairs, but you won't have access to the second floor. Sort of the various entrances, people to go upstairs, looks like they have to come in one of your entrances. Could you sort of explain who's going to be upstairs and, sort of that access? Concerns me is you're going to have a commercial kitchen below where maybe somebody lives. I don't know.
Sure, absolutely. So what we have is a facility, a unit in a condo, a line of businesses, like one big long building, and it's then subdivided into several other businesses. So our neighbors on either side are like a credit bureau and construction companies kind of headquarters. The facility is 60 feet tall, and so there is a second story to our unit, but it is currently unoccupied. There's no plans right now to rent that second story space to anybody else. And the access to the second story is through a back door. There's a vestibule to get in. There's two back entrances to our building. One opens directly into the kitchen, which we'll be using for delivery, food delivery, and product delivery, stuff like that. And the door next to those double doors opens into a hallway. And that hallway goes straight up the stairs to the second floor, which is a wide open, unfinished area. And to the right, once you enter that door from the outside, there's a door immediately to your right, which will be locked, and that will lead into the kitchen. So there's actually no public access directly into the kitchen unless we let them in, so to speak.
So there'd be cameras, people that whoever would rent upstairs would know they'd be walking by your cameras?
Absolutely, yeah. And we also own the unit too, and so we don't have plans to rent the upstairs to any other businesses. I mean, it's kind of our spot.
The only other question is, do you use your logo for the retail business as well?
So we're actually going to be developing a slightly different version of our logo for our manufacturing business. You could see, if you're familiar with our logo, we've got the moose's head, the ghost moose head.
Well, the reason I was asking is it looked much more like a skull. If you're doing food preparation, and your logo is a skull, it may not be the most attractive logo. Because usually those are the ones that are poison and all that other stuff.
Yeah, Roger.
Anyway, given Mr. Emmett and your, belief in marijuana is not a poison, I wouldn't necessarily have a skull as your logo.
Sure. The resolution on the photos that you guys have might be a little poor, but when it blows up, it's obviously it's a moose's kind of outline, and it's going to have a chef's hat on its head.
There you go. All right. It's like the old riddle the asking kids. So if you're in the middle of the desert and there's two ponds and one's crystal clear and sand bottom, and the other one's got bugs and stuff growing in it, which one do you drink out of?
That was a buggy one.
There you go. Oh, yeah, exactly. Okay, are there any more questions about the process? If not, how many products do you have here?
We have quite a few
Yes,
products
we do.
up for submittal. I have narrowed it down to 10. There's 2 base products that we are going to use to produce a majority of our other products, right? So a lot of what we're making is confectionery. We're doing chocolates. We're doing baked goods. And I think that because we have to limit ourselves to 10 right now, we're going to start with those 2 base products that are essential in the creation.
Okay, which ones are they?
Those are coconut oil, the infused coconut oil, and the alcohol tincture that we're going to use in our chocolates.
Okay. Okay, is there a motion to approve the coconut oil and alcohol tincture?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I would motion to approve products, coconut oil and alcohol tincture.
Okay, there's a second.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Those are, I don't think there's any here. Are you going to be wholesaling any of this?
We will not be wholesaling the alcohol tincture. However, we have submitted for a product to wholesale our coconut oil, and so I was hoping that you would piggyback both of those within the 10. I mean, we're going to be making this coconut oil to also put in our cookies, muffins, everything, but we'd also like to sell it.
Okay, and so you've got a separate product request here for the saleable?
We do, but I'd rather use that if I'm only allowed 10 slots for you guys to approve.
Yeah, 10, 11. I mean, it's a little bit of leeway here. Great. There are a couple here that whether you put them on or not, I'm going to tell you no right now. But sure, that's okay. Okay, so yes.
I'm sorry, can I just get some clarification? So there's the Stoney THC infused coconut oil on page 11, which says will not be offered for sale. There's a separate coconut oil product that you want to wholesale?
So we are going to be making several strength infusions with these coconut oils. We can't have, we don't want, our coconut oil that we're going to use to put into the products that we make is going to be a lot stronger than the coconut oil that we offer for wholesale. Because we can't use a ton of coconut oil. We can't drown our products in coconut oil.
But I was trying to clarify, there's a separate product on a different page that is the coconut oil for wholesale?
That's correct.
Okay.
What's the name of that? Or what's the name of that?
That is also infused coconut oil.
It's called infused coconut oil. Just, any idea where that is on the
On my list, it's number 35, and it's Stoney's coconut oil. And my question was, what's the difference from the not for sale? And you sort of answered that already, but basically it's number 35, so I have no idea what page it's on. But
thank you.
Okay. Good.
Too many mics on. Mr. Chair, so for clarification, this product would be the one that is not for wholesale. This is his in-house.
The first one, the first coconut oil,
First
and the alcohol
coconut
tincture.
oil and the alcohol tincture. Yes.
Yeah. So let's get these out of the way. Any more discussion on the coconut oil and alcohol tincture, which he will be using in-house? I better turn my fly. Any other questions on the coconut oil and the alcohol tincture that will be his base ingredients? Okay, not hearing any questions, and all those in favor of approving coconut oil and alcohol tincture, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, very good. Why don't you go ahead and run down the next, we'll find your other coconut oil, but tell us what else you got.
I got 8 more.
Sure. We've got moose droppings. We've got gummy squares, classic pot brownies, moose chip cookies.
A little slower, please. We've got moose droppings, gummy squares,
classic pot brownie, moose chip cookie, moose truffles, raw spikes, dark chocolate bar, and the Mountain Man oatmeal cookie. And I think that's
Raw Energy Moose Bites and the Mountain Man, or was there something between them? Dark chocolate.
Sorry.
No, that's good. No.
Okay, I have here moose droppings, gummy squares, Alaska pot brownie, moose chip cookie, moose truffles, dark chocolate bar, and raw energy moose bites.
And I think the Mountain Man oatmeal cookie.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and has anybody found the other coconut oil? The one for sale? We do have that in a separate product in here, right?
Number 35.
35, okay. Now
I have no idea what page.
yeah.
Way down there.
All right. Okay, tell us about, okay, a couple of these are chocolate, right? Moose droppings, are they chocolate?
Moose dropping is a kind of a Rice Krispie peanut butter coated with chocolate, yeah.
Okay, the gummy squares are straight up sugar with what in them?
Yeah, the gummy squares will be made with the alcohol tincture, and so it's basically different sugars, pectins, flavorings, citrus flavorings, whatever, and yeah.
What shapes are you? I'm trying to find that. I think
squares. Just
gummy
squares. They're going to be pretty straightforward.
How about color-wise?
Color-wise, we're going to be mostly yellow. We're doing citrus right now, but we are considering, we have a couple other flavors in there, I think, within the recipe, and they're going to be kind of primary color, red, green, yellow, orange.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
I think I found the Stoney's coconut oil, at least if you highlight it, it looks like it's page 91 of 116.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll look for that. So you perhaps have heard our rope. I thought you were sweating mosquito.
No, pointing.
You've probably heard our occasional robust discussion about particularly candies, products, color, shapes. We don't want anything that would be more attractive to a, kid than normal, but we always caveat that, at least I do, with the fact that anybody that would spend $50 on 4 or 5 pieces of candy would be crazy to leave it on the kitchen counter or the coffee table. So I'm looking at these, and they're pretty bright colors. Looks like they got sugar on them.
Actually, that picture, we don't have sugar on our gummies that we're making.
Okay, so they're just going to be
clear, kind of just gummy colored.
Okay, yeah, and not, okay.
Nothing fluorescent, nothing neon. I mean, they're pretty.
Yeah, right, yeah, okay. And how are you packaging these? Say,
they're in a
5-go bag?
Yeah, 5 per bag or 10 per bag.
Okay, yeah. All right. Okay. Anybody problems with the gummies from that perspective? Okay, you should probably be good there. Pot brownie, I imagine that's pretty cut and dried. Just cookie truffles. What's a raw energy moose bite?
It's kind of a no sugar option for our health conscious friends. Almonds, dates, cow nibs, cinnamon, maybe some honey in there. And it's kind of it's a raw, delicious, healthier alternative to all the confectionery that we got going on.
Okay. So have you test kitchened many of these yet?
We have actually made all of our recipes in-house, yeah.
Yeah. How were they?
They're delicious.
All right.
So if the board is so inclined, I would just loop all of these into one motion.
Mm-hmm.
If they're all foods or close to foods that we've approved. So I would motion to approve the products: moose droppings, gummy squares, Alaska pot brownie, moose chips, moose truffles, dark chocolate bar, Mountain Man, raw energy bites, and we'll give them the Stoney's coconut oil too.
Sure. That's fine. Yeah.
Then and that would be for retail.
The Stoney coconut
Or
oil,
It's gonna be a wholesale product.
page
Or wholesale,
91,
excuse me.
I don't recall that it says for wholesale only.
No, it doesn't. It's being sold in 10 serving containers. So let's do that one separately.
Okay, so,
Let's talk about that separately.
okay,
Okay,
and then
so
it does not have the coconut oil.
that's fine. So motion to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for these eight edibles.
Second.
Okay, seconded. Any comments? All those in favor of approving Moose Droppings, Gummies, Classic Crack Brownie, Moose Chip Cookie, Moose Truffles, Raw Energy Moose Bites, Dark Chocolate, what are they?
Dark chocolate bar.
Yeah, Dark Chocolate Bar and Mountain Man Oatmeal Cookie. Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes 4-0. Okay, so, yeah, the Stoney's coconut oil, it says it'll come in 10 serving containers. Each serving shall be 1 ounce. So that's not necessarily wholesale design, is it? We're looking at...
It's going to be a jar with demarcations
Right.
on it, and you could take it home. You could put it in your own recipes. You could rub it on your body.
Right, well, yeah, but when we're thinking wholesale, we're thinking of something you'll be selling to another manufacturer.
Oh, no, we have no plans of that.
Oh, so this is a retail product.
Yeah.
Ah, big difference.
Mr. Chair, that's a prohibited product.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be
Look at
refrigerated, right? Not refrigerated. For retail, yeah.
Yeah, the oils and fats can only be made for wholesale. So
That's right. Because people can go and buy themselves a butter machine off the shelf of a retail store.
I thought there were already products out there that were the exact same thing.
Only for wholesale. Only for sale to another manufacturer.
It depends on the packaging, labeling, and the intent in your application. So although there are products out there that are essentially this, they're labeled as sprays or that sort of thing. You can't actually sell a product intended for manufacturing edibles if it's labeled as such.
Okay.
I'll read the section.
Sure, yeah, thank you.
So this is at 3 AAC 306555. Says a marijuana product manufacturing facility may create marijuana concentrates only as follows. Food-based marijuana concentrate may be produced by extracting cannabinoids from marijuana through the use of propylene glycol, glycerin, butter, olive oil, and other typical cooking fats. Infused dairy butter, oils, or fats derived from natural sources may be used to prepare infused edible products. Dairy butter, oils, or fats may not be prepared as standalone edible products for sale.
Okay, so now I'm going to strongly suggest that when you come back in May, that you don't come back with your salmon products and maybe your kombucha products. Because those look to me pretty infused. They're in infused foodstuffs, which you can bring them, but I'm just suggesting that when I looked at them, that rises to the level of adulteration. Maybe not the kombucha, but certainly the salmon. By adding cannabis to salmon and then jarring it for sale, that I think that's adulteration. That's just me.
Even if we prepared the salmon in-house, like started with the raw products and created it from raw fish, smoked it, straight in the jars, that seems like a...
You can, like Clem Tillian used to say when he was president of the Senate, go ahead and make the motion if you think you got the votes. Go ahead and bring it in, and we'll look at it. But my view of it is that we've never had anything like that come in,
That's why it's so great.
Well, I understand that. I'm just suggesting that you might want to think about it a little bit more, maybe talk it up with some people that might know more than I do, and maybe even talk to the director and see if she's willing to, go over the statute with you on related products. But that's just that. So that's just my personal comment. Okay, so you got 10 products here. So on license.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
I agree with your comments, but I think some of the others, they, olive oil dip and hot pesto, you look at that, it's pretty much just olive oil. It's been infused. I think that may fall under the same issue with coconut oil kind of thing. So I know people come in with salad dressings and things like that, but just as I read that, I'll take a second or third look. But I would be just to warn you, that's a discussion we may have in May as well.
And Mr. Chair, and I believe that it's a discussion we've had before. I recall a lengthy discussion about mustard and whether it was okay to buy commercial mustard and then infuse it. And then we had one about trail mix, about taking all the raw ingredients for trail mix and then creating a trail mix out of that. And I think it was the board's position that as long as everything was made in-house, then it was not an adulterated product. So whether or not you think that smoked salmon that also gets you stoned is a good product or not, I don't know if that's going to rise to the level of an adulterated product if the gentleman is making the smoked salmon himself. So.
Yeah. So, anyways, I just want to let you know ahead of time that we'll probably get kicked around a little bit.
Thanks for those points.
Might get kicked into the goal, but it might get kicked around. Sure. Yeah. Okay, great. So on license 16991, Stoney Moose Kitchens, new manufacturing in Ketchikan. Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Miller? Yes. Mr. Drummond? Yes. I'm a yes, so there you go.
Thank you.
Okay, Alaska's Latitude 61. Are you here? Please come on up. You may have an easier time, I'm not sure. Go ahead and introduce yourself while we get a motion rolled up here.
Alrighty. My name is Vicki Lee Fenster. I'm the sole proprietor of Alaska's Latitude 61. I gotta say, I'm really excited to be here.
Yes, that's great. You get a motion.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I would motion to approve license number 18173, Alaska's Latitude 61 with delegation.
Yeah, there's a second. Second. Okay, very good. Go ahead, Ms. Fenster.
Okay.
Point the mic.
Oh, yeah.
Well, better?
Thanks.
All right. I am a 67-year resident of Alaska. I graduated from West High in 1969. I'm a Vietnam vet. I was in medical corps from Airvac during the Tet Offensive in the 70s. And I only mention that so you know I know the clear line between medical, marijuana, and recreation. After that, I was an air traffic controller. I was fired by Reagan. I'm a 121 aircraft dispatcher. I ran airlines, Sierra Motive, Airpac, Great Northern, Mark Air. And I was the Forest Aviation Officer for the Chatham District out here. I retired. That took about a year. Was gardening classes, went back to work, needed some insurance. Ended up routing Walmart Sealand tote semis for the state of Alaska, the Walmart District. I acted as accounts payable and receivable and inventory control for all of the Walmart stores for the state of Alaska. I can handle this inventory. Just saying. I listed all that above because I want you to be rest assured that I can handle the inventory and the metric system. I have a couple of things that I wanted to discuss. One of the things that I wanted to discuss was a procedural change. And I have Jessica Alexander from New Frontier Research on the line. And the reason I wanted to do the procedural change was after having 7 months of product testing, we came to the conclusion that making the oil with the herbs and then taking that oil and adding the cannabis and then restraining it was trashing the equipment. So what we'd like to do is to flop it and make the oil with the cannabis, have that tested, and Jessica can speak to the Excel spreadsheet that's been designed so we know exactly. We get more consistency on our product, and we're not damaging the equipment. I think that's something that we're just taking, instead of making oil 2 second, we're going to make oil 2 first, and then add the herbs and just blend it through the magic butter machine and do the second strain. So you still have your cannabis pulled out in the beginning instead of the end. And that was the first thing I wanted to discuss with you. I did bring something for you guys. handouts, and I talked to Michael, and she said make sure that had enough for everybody. So I did. Just hang on a second here while I pass these out.
Okay. Reaching that big bag so you're making the samples.
Oh, maybe.
I forget.
I just thought it'd be easier if I printed this stuff out. Sure. You'd have it available, and I do have extras now. Yes. Okay. The other thing that I really wanted to talk to you guys about was, as I was in the review status, which is the only time I can change the initial application, I requested a bundling of products. Now, I've been listening to the board for quite a while. I've been kind of stalking you guys, and you guys were talking about bundling, and I thought, brilliant. Let's put 3 in one on our bag. So I sent a request to staff on a bundling option. We sent it up to the chain, and then they came back down to me, and after a couple phone calls, it seemed this wasn't what you guys were talking about when you were talking about bundling. I've included the 2 letters that I sent in November requesting the bundling. So then staff went on when I asked. I said, well, the THC in my product is so low that there's no way that any of them could ever exceed anything if I put 3 of them in a Mylar bag. So they suggested that I bring you a visual aid. I did.
Oh, so you did bring it down.
I did. Okay, this is what we're talking about. Just 3 into their nice big bags so you could put the label. Oh, sure. Anyway, sometimes visual aids are a good thing, especially when you're my age. So all I am doing is respectfully requesting a consideration of an additional packaging option. I will ask the Latitude 61 to place any of the 3 pre-approved products, which are the formulas, the 3 original formulas, 3B, BC2, and the 4S. I'm a math scientist. These are formula numbers. They are not catchy names. They don't mean anything to anyone else but other than how they sell in my little book. It would never exceed the 3 items that I mentioned. Of course, all labeling, safety, additives, everything would be gone. There's plenty of room there. And it also allows bigger prints, like the do not eat, which I also giggled about when I was talking to you guys, because everybody was doing Tide Pods at that time, and I wanted to put a big label on these things that said do not eat, and then I think one of you guys suggested, and I said, well, I think that ought to just happen. So that is for my consideration for that packaging amendment, and I do have that, and also the test results for that.
Well, let's, I think I kind of got the impression, correct me if I'm mistaken, that you have been a fairly functional human being in a highly regulated environment.
Yes.
Okay, all right, that's what I thought. And, boy, you said sea air, and it made me...
I'm that old.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty close. I forget how old you said you are, but I'm up there with you, but the sea air used to come out to Bethel.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so did everybody else you mentioned, just about. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your plant here, your manufacturing process. Are you going to be doing this all by yourself? You're going to have...
I have been doing this all by myself. I'm getting ready to retire again. And this is something I just enjoy doing. Luckily, I have a house that's paid for. I have a daylight basement, which I'm turning the whole down, basically, the main part of the downstairs into the facility. It's not all that big. It is... It has its own separate entrance. There's no way to get from the facility out other than the front door, which is through the vestibule. It's got all the lighting. It's got all the security. The signing ferry has hit. I don't,
Okay, so your manifest will have to say up the stairs through my front door.
no, the manifest will actually go right out, because the daylight basement is ground level.
Oh, so you have egress. You have egress from the basement out.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I thought you just said the only way you get into the basement.
Oh, I'm talking facility on, because you have to go
Oh, right,
upstairs and
right.
around the corner to get to the front of the house,
Okay,
and through the fence yard where there's
Yeah.
early warning system.
Yeah. Okay, you bet. So, your raw material supply, you'll just be going buying off of the market from a couple of cultivators.
Yes.
Okay. And look here on this diagram. It's a little bigger. So you'll be keeping your all marijuana will be stored in the restricted access area in that storage cabinet there, I guess. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are there any other questions on the manufacturing facility license?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
I believe in the staff's memo, they asked us to look at the waste disposal.
Yes, that's
process
correct.
Because that was looking for an alternative. My review, which was done before I saw that, I sort of looked at some of the same issues, and it looked like they were using one of the machines for both waste disposal and for product manufacturing, the magic butter machine. So I had some questions there, so maybe she could explain what she intends to do in terms of the waste disposal.
Okay, the waste disposal, it's already been run through the marijuana comes in and it's decarboxylated, and then it gets coated immediately with a sunflower lecithin, which makes it undesirable and unusable. At which point I put that in a magic butter machine, I run the oils through it, I strain it, I take that cannabis out, and then I mix it with soil right there, because I'm a master gardener, and I mix it in dirt right underneath the camera. And then at that point, I go and I have a compost pile outside where I have, where I compost everything I put in my vegetable garden. And that's where it's going. The amount of cannabis that I use per magic butter when it's done is about 2 tablespoons. So it's not like it's a large amount. It's a very small amount. It's just as represented in my total THC in my product. It's minor.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
On the form itself, it says the marijuana will be rendered unusable and undesirable by first coating it in a fine yellow powder.
That's the sunflower lecithin.
Then process that marijuana in the magic butter machine, which grinds, blends vegetables, oils, greases. So, I mean, to me, you're saying that it's going to be unusable and undesirable before you run it through the magic butter machine. That wasn't what I heard you just say. So it's sort of confusing. I understand that when you take the marijuana product, put it through the butter machine, you're going to have waste at the end and you're going to have used product at the end. But the narrative seems to indicate that it will be unusable and not marijuana when you put it through the machine, and that's not quite what you're saying. So,
well, let's face it, once you cover it with sunflower lecithin, it's ugly. It looks like somebody dipped it in flour. You know, it's not going to be usable. Nobody's going to want it. But I want it because I need
you can still extract the THC from it, right? So is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay, so you're taking the marijuana out of your cabinet. You're putting it into the sunflower lycosine, right? So that when I come in and want to cadge a little bit, I'm not going to want that. But it's still extractable.
Yes.
Right? So it still has THC content in it. So yeah, it may be a little bit more clarification of the steps. I mean, this is almost a cosmetic change to it.
You're absolutely right.
Before you change it into a cosmetic.
Well,
sure. Yeah, good. Yeah, so I see what you're getting at, and what might be good maybe is just change the description that after it comes out of the magic butter machine and it's been extracted and it's soaked in oil and lecithin, that then it has I mean, the magic butter machine essentially makes it unusable because you take and you strain it out. Then it's, then it's no longer marijuana waste, it's garbage. But you should maybe articulate that better because these guys are right that before you put it in, even if it's not like smokable because it's got lecithin on it, or what was the word? Was it lecithin? Yeah. That it's still usable before it goes in there. It might not be smokable, but it's still usable. That's why when we say when to render marijuana unusable, you have to mix it with something that isn't a desirable product to either for smokable or making edibles, like used cooking oil or something. Like if you took marijuana and mixed it with new canola oil, that's essentially turning it into a concentrate. That's not making it unusable. So if you could just articulate that a little bit.
So the marijuana would be rendered first by coating the fines would be, so if I strike rendered and then made unusable and undesirable from the first sentence, I think that will read better because it then will state marijuana will be first coated.
Yeah, I mean, is there a technical reason why you're putting it in the?
Absolutely not. I'm trying to make it happen.
Yeah, well, we consider it to be in a manufacturing process. We don't require, unusability until after it's been processed.
Okay.
So, midway, I mean, you're going from, you're carrying your 2 teaspoons, 5 feet?
No, closer to 3.
Okay, so, I mean, there isn't there's no logical reason, no regulatory reason for you to, quote, render it unusable, which you are not doing. You're rendering it unattractive, before you use it. So I would just put that part out. Once it's been used in the butter machine, it will then be rendered unusable by mixing with coffee grounds with dirt or whatever you want to do. So don't worry about the sunflower, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I just strike that portion from that first line, and then at that point in time, we're good?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, I think this needs to be part of the delegation, and she can work out the actual language with staff. I don't think we need to wordsmith it here. We can run a time crunch anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so any other questions on the...
I do have one question.
Go ahead.
And I should know, but I don't. Can a retailer transfer back to a manufacturer?
No.
No. So that would also have to be stricken. It says in here that if marijuana product is found unfit for sale, if at a retail facility, it will be transferred back to the manufacturing facility. That retailer would have to destroy that product, and you guys have to work out the business relationship. Delegation, I'd just like to take all that out below. Take all that out below.
No problem doing that.
I didn't think it was, but I just wanted to verify.
I missed that one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's move on to products, and these are, you have a bunch here. Yeah, go ahead.
I understand she's asking for some change in process, and I don't really have any problem with that, and that can be part of the delegation to work out with staff so the description's correct. My overall concern, and I understand from now her presentation, is that the names are formulas. And each formula is slightly different, aromatics or whatever gets put in here. But then when I look at the packaging and I see a liniment, I guess what she's calling liniment, I was showing as the first 25 products. And so I would object to approving these with these labels. And I think that somehow we need to look at, if it's all liniment and one has frankincense in it and one has something else in it, I don't know, but it's a liniment versus a massage oil versus a balm. But there's no way for staff, if they were to find this product someplace, to look at this particular product and be able to know which approved one was on our list. Because this says ointment, liniment, and in here you've got a formula name. And so I just have some real concerns about that, and I don't know what the fix is. other than to somehow figure out if there really is a difference between 3BA and 3BB and 3BC, that we need to approve those in that manner, or can we just do ointment or liniment or something? Because it seems sort of an overkill to me.
Yeah, and you know, we have had a number of topicals come to us, and since they're not edible, we have a particular issue with ancillary ingredients. If you have salve A that's just straight infused oil, and salve B, which is infused oil with frankincense, and salve C, which is infused oil with rose water, I don't think that we have got a particular concern on that. We of course would expect any manufacturer to be making a non-ingestible product to, you know, give us an accurate list of what's in there, so that we know there's something else. It's not salve D is coconut oil with hydrochloric acid. You know, I mean, we're protecting the health and safety whether you're putting it on or eating it. But if it's the same basic formula with, you know, this or this or this, I think that, you know, there's easy ways for us to approve that.
May I say something?
Sure.
Well, with the procedural change, I'm going to be able to reduce the amount of products to just 6. The reason there are so many variations is because in the beginning we weren't sure how much THC off of the plants because it was going to impact them. I really didn't want to make something that I was going to be unable to sell. So therefore, now that we have discussed with my lab expertise, Jessica, making the oil first and then running it through the Excel spreadsheet, I'll be able to nail the THC, which is the desire I like is 1.25 milligrams to 1 gram, and just have one of each. So instead of having 5 potential flavors of the ointment, I'm only going to only have ointment, just one. I don't need all of this because I've taken that variable out of how much THC is going to be in the product.
Okay, then I hate to use the M word, but if you intend to, since its top goes, boil it down to 6 products, we might want to just see a list of 6 products and not this long list and say, well, you can change your process and bring it down to 6 products. You see what I'm saying there,
Well, basically all I would have to do is to remove all of the products except the one that says A, 3BA, 4SA, BCA. It would just be the first one of each one. The rest of them would all just go away. Because, I mean, you wanted me to reduce it down anyway to 10, so I'm reducing it down to 6. And saying, okay, I'd like to change the process, just make it 6, get rid of the rest, and then you wouldn't have to reconsider them again.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Mr. Chair. So just for clarification, your proposal to test the concentrate first, get the milligrams from that, and then add that into the products, make the product, and then sell the product. That's not currently allowed by our regulations. I understand that it's easier on the testing equipment machine, but that would have to be something that the board approves through a regulations project. So you still currently have to make the product and then have that product tested before sale. So if you want to have your ingredient tested to see how much THC is in it, you're more than welcome to do that. But this board's not going to allow you, or this board's not able right now to allow you to just test the concentrate, get the results from that, whip up a bunch of products, slap that label on them, and then sell them. Each one of those products does have to be tested individually.
Which is why make a big batch. It would just be one testing of one ingredient to make sure that I fall in the parameters I want, and then continue on with the process of adding to it. Is that allowed? Because I'm,
product has to be finished.
oh, before it's tested, I can't test in between?
You can test it, but you can't use that test for sale.
Oh, no, it's not for sale at all.
So, you can in-house test, you can have a test done by a third-party lab just to see how much THC you're putting in. But after you make that batch, say you make a 5-liter batch of 3B or FC 11C salve, then you have to take a test from that product, have that tested, and then that is the test that carries through to the label that then can go to the consumer.
Okay.
So that's going to have to go into your operating plan. That part of the process is going to have to go into your operating plan.
Okay.
Okay, and I don't think that, can we delegate that much detail, you think?
I wouldn't do that much detail. I think the staff sort of has an idea of what may need to change, so it may be better to table and get the changes, and then we have a different application to look at that has a lot fewer, that has some of this cleaned up in May. But I don't think it's fair to delegate that much back to the staff.
No, I agree. So, is there any objection from the staff on tabling this till May, and permitting her to make the changes that she's proposed here, which basically shorten up her list and amend the operating plan to show the product testing, not the ingredient testing, but the product testing.
That's true. I think that would be good. I think there's a lot of confusing issues about it.
I agree. So, is there a motion to table this application until the May meeting?
Sure, I would move to table to May, and that, she can work with staff, and we'll look at the changes then and not consider them to be a change from the group.
Second. All right, moved and seconded. So, that makes sense to you?
Yes,
Okay.
but I discuss one other thing, that was the objection thing, which I...
Oh, don't look that. We'll do it in May. We'll do it in May. Okay, so all those in favor of tabling license 18173, Alaska's Latitude 61 Manufacturing to the May meeting, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, thank you very much, and we'll see you in May in Anchorage.
Okay.
Huh? Oh, yeah, give it back to Deb. Oh, she have a full and then thank you. Okay, last but not least on manufacturing is Run Cannabis Cultivators. Are you here? Thank you.
The conference is no longer in listen-only mode.
Okay, Run Cannabis Contract.
Cultivators, yep.
Okay, very good. Hang on a second. Let's get our guests cleaned up here and get to your... Like that. Okay, so we have a motion on license 19372.
Mr. Chair, motion to approve license 19372, Run Cannabis Cultivators, LLC, with delegation.
Okay, there's a second. Second. Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself to us and tell us what you got in mind.
All right. Well, again, this is Mark Tyler from Run Cannabis Cultivators, and I'm part owner in Run Cannabis Company, a licensed retail establishment located in Kenai, Alaska, and also we have a cultivation facility as well. So this will be our third license.
Okay, and just really briefly, what kind of product line you're looking at?
I kind of differentiated between the concentrated, unadulterated product line, and then obviously the edible foodstuff product line. And so, on the one hand, we were really looking to do a pretty similar kind of basic setup with the specific canna carts, the terp sauce, the shatter crumble, canna caps, decarb cannabis oil, and things like that on the one hand. And then we plan on having a fairly full line of edible products. But as I think everybody in this industry knows, it starts out you can only handle a few products and you kind of expand as you can. So we're looking at just doing a handful of edible products right off the bat, and that would include our hash aid, our hash pops, probably a couple of the nut butters. We're gonna, and I was told by Jane a little bit earlier that we had to be limited for a few products, and so products like the gummies and the chocolate, we're not gonna be able to get to those until we get up on our feet and running for a little bit.
Okay, that's fine. So you're housed in the same location as your retail and your cultivation?
No, actually, we're just right down the road. We have the retail and the cultivation in the same facility located at 5455 Two Highway. And then just up the road from that, we purchased an old Moose Lodge building, and we split that building into one side as a manufacturing facility.
Okay. How close is that church that I saw on the map?
No, it's about it's down to the wire. I think it's about 510. Yeah, I think about 510 feet or so from the church.
Okay. They know what you're doing.
Oh yeah. We had I would say a very mild and adult back and forth. They came to protest, I think, the city Kenai, but it was really, again, I compare it mild to some of the other ones that, we initially had. I think the guy was very mature and grounded, and it almost was like his heart wasn't in it. And so they didn't put up much of a protest, and nobody around us did either. And we haven't had any issue whatsoever with them or anybody else.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So tell us about you're going to be doing some extraction. What's your extraction process?
It's going to be fairly simple, especially in the starting out process. We're going to be using butane exclusively, and then just running a closed loop of certified butane extraction system.
Okay, is that all been engineered? Is that an off-the-shelf system?
No, it's all engineered and certified.
And Fire Marshal's seen it?
Yeah.
Okay. The other butane shops we got. Huge number. About half of them. How much butane are you going to be storing inside?
Well, we're not, by protocol, we're not going to be keeping any butane inside. We will be keeping butane outside in an approved enclosed enclosure, and then when you're operational, we'll basically be transferring the necessary butane for operations during the day back inside. So
this exterior storage is like a porch.
Well, it's actually, if you look on the design there, you'll see the enclosed encounter or enclosed enclosure with the chain link fence outside the extraction room.
Yeah. Okay, that's where you'll be keeping your butane tank.
Yep, that's where we got the kitchen. It's locked, and the door there is locked, and it's yeah.
Okay, and you got an experienced extraction artist working with you?
Oh yeah, we got quite the team.
Okay. All right. Any other questions on the manufacturing side of things? You got food service experience to run the kitchen?
You know what? I would say we got limited to light experience in that arena. And that's something we're all going to be learning quite a bit about. I plan on hopefully at some point hiring a specific kitchen manager that's exactly what they did. But we've it's a learning process, and we've got a really good consultant down here who's been really working well with us, John Akers, who's does a lot of these the food safety programs and certification, and we just recently took a whole class on that. So all my guys went and took their food safety manager class, even when they didn't have to, because everybody wants to know exactly, how to do this right.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, why don't you run down your top 10 list for us?
And my only question about the 10 is, will that 10 include a couple different flavors? Because you'll notice there on the hash pops, we've got 2 different flavors. Are you going to be able to count that as just one?
Yeah, let's take a look at it. Hey, just go and run it down. And yeah, we've got a little bit of leeway here.
Yeah, you'll see there's the cookies and cream, and then there's the chocolate as well under the hash pop.
Yep. Okay. So which and make sure you include, your base products in that 10.
Yeah. And so I'll just line those out right here. And those base products, again, are the Canacart, the chirp sauce, shatter, the crumble, Canacaps, and the decarb cannabis oil.
Okay. The Canacart Church, as in C-H-U-R-C-H?
Canacart. It's just the cartridges. It's the cannabis oil cartridges.
Yeah, no, the church sauce, you say?
Terp sauce.
Terp sauce. Well,
yeah.
Excuse my ancient ears. Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't hear very well either.
What did you say? All right, crumble. You get that, Brandon?
Yeah, I got Canacart, terp sauce, shatter, crumble.
Canacaps.
Canacaps.
Decarb cannabis oil.
Yep.
Decarb cannabis oil.
Okay. Decarb cannabis oil. What else you got there?
So that's 6. You get 4 more.
And then basically kind of from that the edible line, we're looking at the hash aid.
Hash what?
The hash aid, the lemonade. And I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear me too well. The hash aid, the hash pops, the almond butter.
And the almond butter, is that going to be a retail product or wholesale product?
Oh, it'll be both. Well, yeah, we'll be making it for wholesale, and then obviously our retail will be buying it as well. But we'll be selling it across the state. All of our products will be statewide.
Okay, so we'll chat about retail of oil-based products. But okay, all right. So 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more after almond butter.
And then the infused honey.
Infused honey. Okay. So it's just pretty standard shatter and crumble, huh?
Yeah. Nothing too different there.
Okay. That's those.
Okay, yeah, Mr. Chair. Motion to approve the products terp sauce, shatter, crumble, and decarb cannabis oil.
Okay, I'm just trying to find the terp sauce on here.
Page 18.
Okay.
Good. Second. I wasn't sure. So yeah, terp sauce is for a product that some people call wax. It's made in the same way that Tundra and shatter was made. Basically, just looks different.
All right. Any discussion on those? What was that, 4? Those 4 products? Okay, all those in favor of approving the 4 products that Brandon just named. His motion, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right. Opposed? Okay.
Okay, we'll go to the infused and edible products now. So I would motion to approve canna caps, hash aid, hash pops, almond butter, and infused honey.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
would you mind taking the 4 edible products separately? I have some concerns about something.
I think that's what we're doing.
No, just adding them all into one.
Oh, you want to do each one at a time?
Yes, please.
You want to do each one at a time?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So I would, draw the most, I guess there's a second, yes. Okay, so I would motion to approve canna caps.
Second.
Oh, yeah.
Second.
Okay. So they moved and seconded to approve canna caps. You got something on those? Okay. No comment from the director about canna caps. And these are just same thing we've approved a dozen of them already. So all those in favor of approval of canna caps signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, canna caps approved.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve product hash aid.
For a second. Second. Okay, before we get going on this, what's your process going to be for making and bottling hash aid? You say you're still a little light in the kitchen side. You're going to be making a product here that's a drinkable. Those always are attention getters when they come in front of the board. So.
Yeah. It's luckily this was pretty easy in the general the kind of scope of things because we're getting we've had some we've consulted folks on a number of measures and been able to kind of obtain the basic rudimentary equipment to do what we need to do to start rolling the first product line out. And it's really simple. It's just infusing organic, high-quality lemonade with high-quality infused cannabis oil. So we're just basically emulsifying and homogenizing the oil and other ingredients into FDA food-grade barrels. And once the barrels are in there, it's just basically it's constantly homogenizing and in a temperature-controlled area. We get our testing results. We'll bottle up everything and have a lot of it's actually more simple than you would. It's just we emulsify and to a distributing that appropriately distributes 5 ounces into each bottle. And so there's the food, again, everything's got to be food grade and everything's got to be FDA approved. And so it's just basically food grade drums into the dispenser and into the bottle and into the freezer or the refrigerator until we're able to get it out there.
Okay, pardon me. So a couple of things here. You said that you're going to be using organic lemonade. Your ingredient says, your standard production procedure says decarboxylated cannabis mixed with glycerin and MCT oil, lemon juice, stevia, and water are then mixed together. So are you going to be purchasing wholesale pre-made lemonade, or are you going to be mixing
lemon juice
and water?
Lemon juice, yeah.
You're going to be making your own. You're going to be making your own. Basically.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're really trying. Our whole operation is really trying to make healthy, organic, mindful products.
Sure,
so we're really wanting to stay away from sugars.
Yeah, we don't need the marketing pitch.
Yeah.
But what the questions are, a little more technical. So, how big are the drums going to be that you're mixing it in?
At this time, there's 55-gallon drums.
Okay, so when you're and how are you going to decant off of those? Are they going to be standing on end with and you're going to mix through the top?
They'll be standing upright in their barrels and the dispensing. So basically, we can take these barrels and move them in and out of our walk-in refrigerator, and then when it's ready to dispense, the simple dispensing machine just has a hose that goes into the bunghole of each respective lemonade container, and then that dispenser then accurately distributes exactly, whatever your accurate, whatever your accurate measurement is, and so that from right there it goes right into a bottling dispenser, and then we just bottle them right up. It's really a simple process.
All right, sure. Is there any in this oil and water mixture? Do you have any settling that goes on, especially over the term that might be between?
Yeah, that's why it's really important to have. Yeah, that's why it's really important to have these homogenizers. And we got lucky to get on with a few people in the industry who have really kind of helped us in a number of fashions, because you can get lost in how many different pieces of equipment and everything you can get, and it's just all over the place. So we learned pretty quickly about what the basic rudimentary things that we needed to get that were going to obviously be food grade compatible and could do what we needed to do. So basically, right now we've got the entry level equipment that can get us through this bottling process, because once you get to a point, there's a lot more equipment involved. But basically, the big thing, like just the point that you made, is the homogenization and the emulsification, so there isn't settling.
Yeah, and I'm kind of. How are you going to be? I don't know. I'm something like this, and we've had other beverages that we've approved, and we get beverages that might be pending. I think for something like this, we might want just a little bit more detail on your process. Any of it's proprietary, feel free to express that fact, to the staff. But I think that we should be able to, the size of your drums, are they the tops come off, or are you just going through the fill bung with your blender, or what you're using?
Yeah, we got the 255-gallon drums, and they've got the nice the tops that come off, so they always can come off. So when you're mixing it, we got a special station for it where you have the bottle, you have the tops off, and roughly to make any sort of a batch allotment that's even worth your time is usually going to take between 70 and 100 gallons of that product. So basically, in those two barrels is where everything kind of gets mixed. And I've got I should have there in the application of the components that kind of go into that. And what happens is down in one of the barrels is in a homogenizing pump. And what that does is it just basically it has an in and an out, and it's just going to take, and it's also cool too. So when it's homogenizing, it's keeping the material cool. So it's just as you're putting these ingredients in, it's constantly homogenizing and mixing them the whole time. So as you're putting them in there, it's just basically we got one of the hoses going to the other barrel as well. So it's basically just homogenizing in and out as the ingredients are going in. So even when it's done and put away, it's still being homogenized the whole time at a controlled temperature.
Okay, that's fine. Director, is this one of the items that you wanted to talk about?
Mr. Chair, I could be misremembering, but it's my recollection that the board has required the caps of drink bottles to be child resistant.
I'm going through our product list. I don't think I've found a drink yet.
Well, you've definitely reviewed some drinks. It's possible that none are actually being
I don't think we've talked about
conversations with Ms. Waltine about them having to take their bottles away to get childproof or child resistant caps to the bottle.
Yeah, and I think with something that's an attractive product, this we want to be. Okay, any comments on the hash aid so far? You drink on here yet?
I don't think, the reason I purchased it, but I don't think there is any right now in the market.
They're ones that are approved. No one's brought on the market yet. Everyone struggles with the homogenization. People get a product approved, then they try to make it, and they don't work because they don't know
they don't actually know how to homogenize the product. So,
And that's absolutely correct.
Yeah, and I guess that begs the question of your homogenization equipment. Do you actually have something that does a microemulsion? Because if you have a simple emulsifying pump, you're going to run into the same problems as everyone else in these drinks.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't have the exact piece of equipment in front of me, but it's a Cat Scientific piece of machinery. That's where we're getting a lot of our equipment from, is Cat Scientific. And yeah, it's a high quality homogenizer designed to do exactly what it's supposed to do. You know, and from my kind of point of view, obviously there's no drinks on the market here, and no matter what anybody tells you or anything, this is all a learning lesson. Nobody's done this on either side, and so I think that it would be wise for both parties to work together with this and have it as a learning lesson, and see where we can start to pinpoint where there are issues or where the breakdowns could possibly be, and get a better handle on things. But as far as this process as it stands, it's as straightforward and as the rest of them.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna ask if we can just table this product until May, and I'll ask you to provide a little bit more detail in your your process, at least to the director, if you don't mind. If it's in the public packet, that's fine too. But
Welcome to the GCI Conference Center. Thank you. Please stand by. You will now be placed into conference. There are 33 participants in the conference.
A sonicator or a microemulsion machine versus a simple emulsification pump?
Yes.
Okay. If he's got that equipment, it'll work. If he doesn't, it won't.
And I apologize, because this is kind of the nature of the beast with a lot of this stuff, is you think you submit all of this and you think this is exactly the way it is, only you to come to find out, here is this exact piece of equipment that is going to do the trick, and you find it out a little bit after the fact, and that's kind of what happened here. Is we found after talking and doing more research a better critical way of doing that.
Mr. Chair. And I guess so. Part of the issue, or the real issue on this is whether or not the board has required the cap to be child-proof or not. Because regardless of how the board feels about this product today, I think there's another company that has a product that's been approved that's almost exactly the same. I can remember some grape flavored sodas and that sort of thing. So I think that would really be what makes our decision today, whether we approve this or not, regardless of how I feel about how the science is. Yeah, and so Director McCall, we were able to find that, whether we've required them to be child-resistant caps or not.
I'll have to go back through the minutes.
Okay. So do we maybe approve this product with delegation, and if it's determined that it has to be a child-resistant cap, that the applicant do that, and if not, then the product can be approved?
And we will have a child-resistant cap.
Okay, and just one other quick question on the name, Hash Aid. It doesn't contain MCT oil. Is that one of the products that you've asked us to approve? Which ingredient are you asking us? Which base ingredient are you? oil, then I don't see any. Where's the cannabis oil, decarbonated cannabis oil. Okay, that's on there. Okay, but I'm just, it says hash it. I mean, you think maybe some hash in it. I mean, I know. Hash is up. Yeah, I know. Okay, all right. Are we ready to vote on this one?
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Okay, for approval of hash aid. Mr. Jones, with delegation. Mr. Jones. No. Mr. Miller. Yes. Mr. Emmett. Yes. And I'll vote yes. Okay, Mr. Kerr. Yes.
I'm sorry, if I could just let you know, going through the minutes, there's at least one drink where you've required a child-resistant.
Okay, and so for clarification on my motion, that's included in the vote. All right, so I would motion to approve the hash pops, both flavors, so long as nothing is different in the application for those two items other than the flavoring.
Okay, we need to send that.
Second. Okay, it's seconded. I'm trying to find the meanderings. Top of the bottom. There we go. I think I found one. Premium infused hash pops or just?
Yeah, we have premium infused hash pops.
Yeah, cookies and cream. Okay, so this is,
Well, the board is looking at that. There is at least one woman who still has her phone not on mute. Could you please mute your phone? I can hear your children and possibly your dog.
Thank you.
That's what I said. We weren't getting internet.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
So 3 AAC 306-565 states that if the marijuana product contains multiple servings, it be designed so that the marijuana product itself has markings or demarcations clearly delineating each serving of the product. So on an ice cream product, it's very difficult to delineate multiple servings, and I have to say I'm concerned on an ice cream product that is like a pot, like a fudge bar that you might buy off the ice cream man, that there'll be 10 servings in that product. It seems like the idea that someone's going to eat a tenth of that ice cream pop and then put it away again is kind of unlikely.
I would.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, to the director's comment, I would agree if it's, I think, 4 inches, they would be, open it, take a lick off of it, and cap it, and put it back in the freezer. That's. I guess there's a letter of the regulations and there's a spirit of our regulation. That's for the board to decide, but I could see the director's concern.
Yeah, and wintertime maybe, but how long is one of these going to last in July just by itself?
Well, shared one friend.
Yeah. People be licking it up. So this is kind of like a push pop, right? You push it up.
And then I got they're being kind of separated.
Yeah, and how do you have this, what kind of a container is this? Is it a screw off top and you push it up?
Yeah, it's just a plastic 2-part, actually 3-part. You got the cylinder, then you got the push and stick, and then you got the cap on there.
And one pop equals the container, right?
Yeah. And those two, the idea is so that's the product that will then be placed into that bag there that you see under the insulated bag as well, and then that will be kind of a sealed package that will be in.
Awfully expensive ice cream. Okay, I'm not too sure about this one, just for a couple of reasons. Anybody else got any questions, comments about this one? Okay, well, all those in favor of approving, this is both pops? Correct. Okay, premium infused hash pop, cookies and cream, and what was the other one, chocolate? Yeah, premium infused half cup. Okay, all those in favor of approving it, say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed say no. No. Okay, so that's 2-2, and so that is not approved. Half cups are not approved.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve product almond butter.
Okay, there's a second.
Second.
So they
So the almond butter product, does that require refrigeration?
We will. I don't. Require is a kind of a strong definition, but we're going to be
we'll refrigerate it.
Yeah. And the only thing I'd ask you is, you see that there's several nut butters there. I don't know if you guys are able to just put those all into, do those all at one time. So you'll see there's like a peanut butter, and cashew, and a pecan, I believe, and then an almond.
We're limiting people to roughly 10. We gave you a shot on the hash pops there, but I don't want all the every license.
Yeah, I get the difference. That's fine.
Extra for lunch too. Any concerns on this one?
Mr. Chair, this is the same packaging concern. The regulation is written clearly for solids and liquids, and so you get these sort of mushy substances. But it basically exempts liquids, and said if it's a liquid, the demarcations can be on the packaging. But when it's not a liquid, it's supposed to be demarcated on the product itself. So I would encourage you to require single-serving packaging. There's not a problem with the product itself. It's really the packaging.
Well, what if the jar was demarked?
So is it a liquid?
It's
So the TSA considers this a liquid, and it was running the transportation, yeah. So it considers like oils, pastes, anything that's not completely.
What about coconut oil?
They consider to be a liquid. So the peanut butter would be a liquid, at least according to the TSA, which is who regulates us flying with this stuff, which is a big pain. Anyway, so that's my take on whether it's a liquid or a solid, because I deal with TSA all the time.
Yeah, so there's double cream brie cheese and that kind of stuff. They consider the cream to be a liquid, and you have to be less than 3 ounces. It's pretty difficult. I guess the problem I have, and I'm trying to remember how much of this we've approved before, but I think I tend to vote no, like on an infused honey, things that are basically almond butter and put some marijuana in it, and that's an adulterated product in my mind. So I have some concerns about that as well.
So it's a child-proof lid on the jar, is that correct?
There will be, yes.
Okay, because the picture doesn't look very child-proof, but maybe like a squeeze side. And then, what was your comment earlier about retail of oil-based products? This is
Well, I was just,
Okay, all right, okay. Yeah, the jars should be. They should have lines on them for sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Also on the labeling, my comment, I know that in the label it talks about it having almonds in it and stuff, but I think at other times, and I know on other food products, even though it might say almond something, there's always sort of a, this product contains nuts or whatever. So I think that needs to get on the label on anything that doesn't.
It is. It is. We worked with the DEC to get that exactly the way it's going to be. And if it's necessary that we change the labeling to get in line with what you want, we can do that. That's not a big deal. I can do that.
Well, the DEC said that it should have a warning on it.
No, they didn't specifically say. We knew that kind of ahead of time with regards to handling almond and peanuts in general, just because of the known allergies.
Yeah.
So our processes in the kitchen and everything down to the wire, complete separation with that from a production standpoint. And then our labels will have clearly on all of them, any of our nut stuff will have that warning label.
Okay, that, it doesn't show up here, but I appreciate that. And, I know on some products now, you know, that don't have that, there's a warning, this is produced in a factory that also produces nuts.
Yeah. That's exactly what we'll have on there.
You gonna have that on your other products?
Any of the products that have nuts, we'll have that on there. I haven't, you know, this has just kind of been brought up as far as should we have that on all of the products, if even despite having clear separation of handling the product, nut products versus the other products, should we have that all on all of the products? I don't know at this time. That's kind of a good point to bring up, and I will, you know, talk with that with the DEC lady and see what, you know, she thinks. But I certainly am not opposed to it.
I'm going to suggest that we delegate consultation by you, documented consultation by you with DEC on that labeling.
Yeah. I don't think there's. I think that can only lead to possible extended safety.
Okay. All right. So on the almond butter, no more questions. So we want delineated jars. Make sure that it's childproof, and document your consultation with DEC on the labeling all the way around for all your other products. If you got making nuts in there. Okay. All those in favor of approving premium infused almond butter, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Opposed. Okay, we have 3-1, so the almond butter is approved. Mr. Jones in opposition. And so what's the last one on here?
We got a couple more. Yeah, Mr. Motion to approve infused honey.
There's a second.
Second.
All right. Like that. Ooh, pardon me. Where are you getting your honey from?
We got a buddy right down the road, actually, a stone's throw away, that is making local honey, and we're going to try to use local sources as much as we can, but those sources dry up pretty quick. So we have an additional verified vendor that we're working with that will be getting, you know, organic, non-GMO, basically 50 pounds at a time, just raw honey.
All right, you got two packagings on here. You've got jars and you got sticks.
Yep.
What's your? We're gonna do them both. Yeah, I guess we could.
Yeah, we're trying to kind of go with the jar, obviously, for people that can have multiple servings, and then having those sticks is more of a single serving or broken into, you know, single serving size. It's a little bit more convenient to take.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Any question about the honey?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Again, to be consistent, I think if you can jar part of the delegation of this product, it needs to have a marcation on the jar.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah, we can easily do that.
And on top of all that, you have been following that when you start to make your product, we immediately need a good photograph of your finished product in its packaging sent to the office so we can add it to our list.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're aware of that. Okay. All right, very good. On the premium infused honey, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Aye. That's 3-1. Mr. Jones in opposition.
Okay, Mr. Chair. Yep. I motion to approve product canna cart.
Okay, where's that? Is that at the top? Starts at the top. Okay, is there a second? To the top. Yeah, goes to the top. Is there a second on approving canna cart?
Second.
All right. Oh yeah, get the cartridge.
Yeah, I think this product's the same as most other.
You got a cartridge making machine?
No, we're gonna be doing a lot of this stuff by hand.
Okay.
We'll get to that point, but it'll take a little while.
All right. Any discussion on canna cart? All those in favor of approving canna cart, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, 4-0. That's approved. Is that everything on that? Okay, then on Run Cannabis Cultivators, LLC, license 19372, manufacturing, Is this with no, it's City of Kenai, right? Yeah, City of Kenai, okay. With delegation. Any more discussion on the license? Okay, all those in favor of approving license 19372 Red Run Cannabis Cultivators LLC manufacturing, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None heard. All right, we're going to take a break. 45 minutes enough to run across to the SOB snack bar or wherever. Yeah. There's a cafe right around the corner. There's too far to get up. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, we'll be back in 4 minutes, folks.
The chairperson has disconnected. The conference will now end.